Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone. We are talking the latest rumors that I dropped this morning. So new rumors. But before we do start all of that, I just want to talk about some rumors that I dropped on the 5th of November. So I just want some of you guys to watch this video that I'm about to screen share. I've knocked off the volume. Obviously, I don't want to get a strike on my own bloody video, but I'm sharing this video with you, right, because I want you to see something, right? So, first of all, because apparently I have zero credibility, right, if you listen to people out there. So I'm going to prove that actually that's a false statement to actually make, like all of the false statements that have been made about the channel. But this before I screen share this, the bleeding date was showing up. All right, so as you can see there's the Doctor Who news video that Mr. TARDIS Reviews has tried so hard to get taken down. And as you can see, it was published on the 5th of November, and it has 1,700. Like, I mean, come on. 4,173 people have watched this video. So with all these tactics and stuff that he's tried to pull, over 4,000 people have watched the video. So my question is, why is he trying so hard to disprove this video? Well, it looks like that my source has been spot on again. This man claims that I have a 0% hit rate when it comes to Doctor Who news. He's also made the claim that I've never broken any Doctor Who news. Now, as you can clearly see, this is the 5th of November, right? Now, I'm going to play this video for you, and I'm going to play just a brief thing, and then I'm going to show you all something, right? So you see when the date was, you see when I published the video. Here's the video in full, just to remind people of what I actually broke. So while you folks are watching this, I am going to get prepared with something else that I have. Right. So you can see I put a disclaimer there. I make it very clear. Breaking news. I make it very clear again. But watch this. The first line. Chris Chibnall to reimagine the Sontarans as a non-binary race. Yeah. Keep watching the video, by the way, folks. I will show you all something now that's going to, because apparently I have 0% success rate. Now, there are some little knobheads out there, obviously, you know, oh, the TARDIS is there, no, it was wrong. They want to focus on the stuff. As we always say anyway, it's all rumor and speculation. We don't actually say that it's fact. But the fact that some of these idiots are focusing on the TARDIS, by the way, you don't know how far into filming it actually is. So there still is a possibility that the TARDIS could actually change form. So, you know, I'd relax there before you all start celebrating. Because we got a hit on me source news, because me sources are reliable, believe it or not. You know, but if you were to listen to people out there, if you were to listen to them, they would tell you that I'm lying. But I'm going to show you all something else. So there you go, right? So as you can see there, the video is still playing. I'll let it play there for a minute. I have to go into Twitter to show you all something now, which is going to blow you our mind, which will further vindicate my source, not me, my sources, because my sources have been under attack. Yes, when they attack me, they're actually attacking my sources also. But I'm going to prove right now in front of everybody. Of course, they'll spin this, but I'll prove to you right now that my source is legit, right? For people out there that have been saying that I get a 0% success rate and that, yeah, I make all of this stuff up and all of this, right? So I've got something to show you, and this is absolutely fantastic. This confirms what my source has been saying all along. Is this video still going? It is. Right, anyway, he's a kind of read that. I wanted just to kind of look at the start of this video, to be quite honest with you, because it's the start of the video that is actually important, not the rest of it. You can just read there to our heart's content. This video is the video that Mr. TARDIS reviews, has went to Diva magazine along with his cronies and actually slandered me because, you know, I'm starting to think, well, why is he doing this? If he works for the BBC like he claims, he could easily discredit me, but instead he goes down the slander route. And I think there's a reason. And I think the reason is because he does truly believe that some of the stuff that I'm reporting is actually true, and it's rubbed him up the wrong way that I put it out before he did. Well, he won't put it out according to him because he doesn't do that sort of thing. So there's the video anyway, right? But I want to show you this, right? Because apparently, as I said, I've got a 0% success rate when it comes to breaking Doctor Who news. Well, read and weep. I said the Sontarans were going to make an appearance in Series 13, right? It doesn't matter what I said about them being non-binary or binary or whatever the hell. It doesn't matter. There's the photograph there. You can clearly see that this is a Sontaran sitting down and this is a Sontaran standing up. So your 0% success rate, you can go and suck it, mate, because as I said from the beginning, I never lie. I'm not putting out misinformation. I'm actually putting out what I've been given from sources, and my sources have gotten another hit yet again. How many times do I have to get a hit on this channel before people like him realize that I have been telling the truth and that they're all a bunch of nasty, jealous little sods? That's what you are. You're just a bunch of nasty, jealous little individuals. I was right, my source was right, and yes, I am gonna glow. There's Sontarans there, part of me knows I said Sontarans. You seen the video, showed you the video. I dropped the video on the 5th of November. The 5th of November. What date are we at now? We are at the 19th of November. So go and suck it. Go and suck it. I was right. My source was right, I should say. Well done, source. As usual, spot on, because, you know, the source has been feeling a little bit guilty because of all the drama that has surrounded me channel. They've asked me if I'm okay and if I'm going to hang in there. I says, yes. I said, whenever you get any information, just keep sending it to me because they're not going to stop me. So there you go. There's Sontarans, right? So I don't know what else I actually have to do on this channel to actually prove that I've been telling the truth all along. But there you go, Sontarans. Now, there is an image of the TARDIS, and people say, well, Noel's wrong. There's the TARDIS. He's a liar. It's funny how they pick and choose which information to run with, isn't it, in fairness? But again, I will state that I have said that it was all rumour and speculation. But in saying that, we don't know how far into filming that they've actually gotten or what block they're on, right? So we don't know when the TARDIS, if it does happen, we don't know when the TARDIS is going to change. So listen, right now, let's be honest, I said Sontarans, I was right. TARDIS, by looking at the pictures, you'll say I got that little bit of information wrong so far. But what I'll say is, as I've always said, you know, source people that do source news, and anybody that knows this and has a bit of a brain and uses their intelligence will know that people that break source news don't always get everything right, okay? And this is not our aim. My aim is not to get 100% of everything right. My aim is to put the news out there and see what bloody happens. And I've already been vindicated once. Well, my sources have been vindicated with that. So, I mean, look, I don't know what else I have to do to prove to these people that I'm not lying. I said Sontarans on the 5th of November. Sontarans now have been pictured and seen. So there you go. I think that'll shut a few people up. It won't shut them all up, but it'll shut a few people up. I am a reliable channel when it comes to source news, and I'm not afraid to say that. I am. My sources are reliable. I'm not afraid to say that either. Are my sources going to get everything spot on? No, because that's not how it works. Of course, they don't get everything right, and you know what I mean. That's just the way it is, you know. So again, these people kind of moaning, "Oh, you got it wrong about the dad." Santarans, suck it up, right? But we're not here for that, right? Obviously, I just wanted to show you, just to prove to everybody, because apparently, according to Mr. Tarda's reviews and others out there, I have a 0% hit rate. Well, I think, right, if we were to start fresh, I think you would clearly say that I've actually gotten a hit there. So I don't know what my hit rate would be now to you, but I have actually, got something right. So I wonder how they'll spin all of that, because they'll spin it because they don't like admitting when they're wrong, because it makes them look bad, especially when someone goes out there and personally attacks me and goes through all the time and effort to send emails to Diva magazine along with their followers to have me news taken down, because I'm telling you, that guy knows that I'm breaking some good news, and he's tried everything in his power to shut me up. He's jealous. But listen, I've been told to remind everybody. So this is happening on the anniversary. So we got an unearthly child, hashtag unearthly child, hashtag Hartnell First. The 23rd of November 2020 at 7 p.m. Remember, they're doing the Timeless Children with BBC. We're doing this. Hartnell is the first doctor, and he's the one that we should be celebrating. Now, I haven't told this to Lee, but here's my little plan. We're going to do the original pilot as well as the original episode that aired. So the original pilot, you will find it. If anybody wants to know where you can get it, I will let you know quietly where you can actually get the original pilot. If some people have BritBox, I think the original pilot is on that as well as the original episode. So we'll be doing both and comparing both, and we'll be talking about both on the anniversary. So I just wanted to throw that up. Thank you, Lee. Lee has obviously, as you can see, he's used the background to one of the videos that the intros that he's made for me, and he has put this little flyer together. What we want you to do, it's on Lee's Twitter account, the Temple of the Golden Asda. Go and check that out, and please share it all over the place so we can get this going and do our thing. Right. So obviously this morning before I went to bed, I got to break some Doctor Who news. Now, as I've said, I've put up an 8-minute video. If you want to go and check that 8-minute video out, go and check it out now, because I'm not going to be repeating the news on this channel. I'm going to bring on a panel to discuss the news that we broke this morning. So if you want to go and check out the video, it's only 8 minutes long, because I'm not going to be repeating the news over and over like I have been doing. There's a video there available for you to watch. So go and watch that video. As I said, it's only an 8-minute video. Go and check it out and then come back here, and then the panel will be discussing it. So if there's anybody in the chat, I'll just ask this first before I send out emails. If there's anybody in the chat that wants to join the panel, and remember, we're only going for an hour, and then I'm finishing up, right? Because tomorrow is a big day. Tardazone talks is tomorrow. And I also have to talk to a couple of people later on about the chat thing that we're doing. Hold on for a second. Right, we're back. So that's what will be happening. We might have a few surprises, as it is myself and the wife's wedding anniversary. It's actually this Friday. So, lockdown, nothing to do. There was a big plan, which I'm not going to discuss because the plan has changed now. But we did have I did have something in mind, but unfortunately, that has changed. So there's the link to the 8-minute video that Chris has put in the chat. So I want you to watch that first, right? And then come back to me on this stream. It's in the chat right now. Go and watch it. The Breaking Doctor Who and Blake 7 news. Check it out. Now, if anybody wants to be on the panel, let me know in the chat, and I'll bring you on. And then I'm going to send out a few emails to people that I want to bring on as well. So if you want to pop in, let me know now. And while you are doing that, if I can give you all a shout out, I will. My computer is acting up. It won't let me scroll up and down in the chat. So give me a second, because I am trying to still fix this bleeding thing. So again, you know, the Sontaran news, I've proved it there anyway. It's in black and white to you. I put the video out on the 5th of November. You've seen that yourselves. I showed you the date because I don't want to hide anything from you, because I've always been honest with you. You know, being accused of putting out fake news, and then when some of the news is actually verified, these people go quiet all of a sudden. You know, the slanderous behavior of some people in this fandom is absolutely ridiculous. I was right. I said Sontarans. People didn't believe me, said that I was putting out all fake rumor there. Sontarans are appearing in Series 13. Right, we've got PD Rich. We've got a Mr. Mystery. We've got Retro Dicky. We've got Colin P. Smith, Disaster Area. Daniel is here. Maz is here. David Fanboy is here. Lord Doctor is here. We've got John Steed. Lindsay is here also. We've got the Classic 80s Fanboy. Colin P. Smith. We've got Morton V. We've got Charlotte Shields. We've got Daniel, the legend that is Daniel, I should say. We've got Problem Being, a legend in his own right too. We've got the Real Super Doctor. We have, who else have we got? We've got Retro Dicky. We've got Rob Fellows. We've got Vlogsy. I love that name. Well done. That's deadly, there is. That's deadly. I actually like that. Clobbering Times. Fantastic. Nice to have you here, pal. We got Charlotte, obviously, here as well. Fantastic to have you here. We've got, I think I've mentioned everybody. Let's see. If I've missed anybody, let me know. I don't think I actually have, but if I have missed anybody, let me know. We've got Chris Persia, obviously, the head moderator. Welcome. We've got the Adventuring Nerd as well. We've got Emma in the chat also. Welcome, Emma. We got David Travels Through Time. Yes. We got James Dawson as well in the chat. I think I have got yous all anyway. So, I haven't checked. I should actually check the chat. So who would like to come on that hasn't been on the panel before, would like to come on and talk the latest news? As I said, Chris has put the link to the video, so go and watch the video. Obviously, while we're talking, I'll be bringing the news up again, but it's better if you watch the video so you know exactly what we're talking about. You know what I mean? It's only an 8-minute video. I did a short video just before I was about to go to bed. I decided to check my emails, and lucky I did, because if I didn't, then I would only be releasing this news now, and God knows who, if there anybody else has gotten their hands on it. You know, that's the one thing when I get Doctor Who news, I try to put it out as fast and as quick as possible so nobody else gets there before me. So yeah, I mean, look, as I said, right, and I just want to make it clear. There's a side of the fandom out there that hates me, right? That's evident, right? But to make up lies, right? To make slanderous claims, yeah, is disgusting. I mean, you don't have to like me news if you don't want to, right? Actually, you don't even have to watch me videos if you don't want to. That's the glorious thing about social media. But these people choose to watch me videos, right? Now, I'm not saying that nobody can debate what I put out there. You're more than welcome to debate my news. You're more than welcome to rip it apart all you want. But what you're not welcome to do is slander someone because you don't like the news that they put out. Now, there's been a deliberate attempt over the last couple of weeks, right, to silence this channel. We've seen it last week on this channel, and then on Twitter, we've got people trying to silence this channel on the news that we're putting out. I don't know how many times I actually have to get a hit with me source information before these people realize that I'm telling the truth. I don't think they ever will anyway. But the thing about it is that has really annoyed me is the slanderous carry on of a certain person out there. You know who I'm talking about. He just it just baffles me that he's able to get away with this. And by the way, he was defended today by a couple of people, which made me laugh, saying how wonderful this he was. He's a bully. He bullies smaller YouTubers and he goes around slandering people. This is not a nice person. So I think he should, the person in question that's defending him and defending Tom and defending that other idiot, maybe you should look who your friends are, because they're not as nice as you actually think they are. They're vile. And they went to the extreme lengths to go to Diva magazine to have the links of me videos taken away because they were so, I'll say it out straight, because they were jealous. You know, it's not my fault that I've made this impact on the fandom and you haven't been able to make that impact on the fandom. That's not my fault. Maybe you should buy yourself a new personality. Maybe then people will start flocking to you and actually listening to you. But you go on like a little dictator. And I was proven right with me news and me source. So well done. I congratulated the source today. Because I always do when they get it right. I congratulated them. I said, well done. They were delighted for me because they've seen all of the stuff that I've gone through. And they actually apologized to me by saying, look, I'm sorry that this is bringing you so much grief. But as I said to them and they said to me, well, listen, it is only all rumor and speculation that we're putting out there anyway. So I don't know why people are making such a big deal about it when this is a thing that has literally went on in the fandom for decades. Just remember when Moffat's era was there, the leaks that happened there, RTD, the leaks that happened there, right? Even back in the day, leaks happened. They happen all the time. But you have questions of people. You know, I have people questioning the legitimacy and stuff, which is fine. They could do that. But when you go outright slander someone and say that they're putting out lies and this information is really, really scraping the barrel, to be honest with you. I can't, the behavior of this person has really opened my eyes to how nasty these people can actually be. We got Disaster Area and Dave Fanboy. Are you doing a press conference 8 p.m? No, just seeing advertised on Twitter with Irish Times. Not sure to believe it, but hope it's true. What? Doing a press release of what? The Doctor Who? Well, there was rumored to be a press release on Wednesday, but obviously that never happened. Now, that was on Gallifrey Base, and I made that clear. That's where that information came from, because I did a video on it, and I put it up there. I don't know. Look, it's 7 minutes away, so I'll keep an eye and see what happens. But let's bring on our panelists. So who wants to come on, firstly? Who wants to come on? Tell me there. I know Charlotte said she'll come on, so we'll bring Charlotte on. Who else wants to come on? Let me know in the chat. I'm about to start bringing on me guests, and then we'll briefly talk about obviously the news that I broke this morning. But as I said, go and watch that 8-minute video so you will get an idea of it, so you know what we're talking about. Obviously, I will mention the news once again in this video, but I'm not mentioning it then. We'll discuss it then. I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, to be honest with you, because I've looked at the last couple of videos and I've probably repeated myself about 15 times in each video. So there is a video there. And by the way, even though we've discussed it here, and we will discuss it here, and even though I've put up a video this morning, I will do, because some of you do like the text version of the video, I will put a text version of that video up as well. So you can all share away. Listen, you know, I should be happy today. You know, I should have a big smile on my face. But, you know, I don't, because, you know, the thing about it is it's been, you know, doing source news and information like this has become hazardous, unfortunately. And normally when I get little victories like this, I normally do celebrate and have a big smile. But what's the point? I mean, they've kind of sucked the life out of it all from the way they've behaved. But again, the source in question, the one that gave me the spy file information, has been spot on yet again. And that is absolutely fantastic. Right, so I've sent we've got one guest here already. No, a journalist said you're doing a press conference, but I think it's a J-bot. Why would I be doing a press conference? Wow. No, I don't do press conferences. I'm doing a stream now. I mean, they could come in and say hello if they want to. Well, there's 50 people watching, so I'm sure half of them are J-bots. So hello, I got the Santorans right. So would you like to comment on that? Maybe not. These are probably giving out about the fact that the TARDIS is still there, and you will pull that news up instead, won't you? Because you don't like being told that these are wrong. So we've got 2 guests on. Let's see. I did say we'll see if Rabbi is available. I did say I'd send him the link. So we'll see if Rabbi is actually available to come on. But if anybody else wants to come on, we've got 2 guests on the panelists. If you want to come on and actually talk about this news with me, give your opinions. I'd really like to hear them, to be quite honest with you. And I will read out the news once on this stream, and then obviously we'll discuss it. But if people come into the chat and ask me what the news is, there's an 8-minute video that I did this morning. Me moderators are putting it in the chat. They'll put it in the chat again. Daniel would like to come on. Yeah, Daniel, of course you can come on. Not a bother, pal. Not a bother. If I'm just checking me Messenger and me Twitter, just in case I've gotten messages. So sometimes I get messages there. Can I come on? Because they don't all follow me on Messenger. So there we go. We got Daniel. Who else have we got? Just checking me messages. Oh, I've already had a few idiots come on to me Twitter account when I woke up. It's actually funny. It's actually funny. They still, like, even when I get something right, they still can't accept it. So, you know, they're calling me the usual names. I'm used to it now. I shouldn't be, but I am. I mean, look, let's right. So we've got yeah, I don't do press conferences. Who gives a shit about a press conference? Right, let's bring on our 3 guests. And if any more people want to come on, let me know. Noel, I got 2 replies to my email from the BBC. Do us a favor, disaster area. If it's possible to send it to me on Twitter or send me the email on Messenger, if you follow me on any of those platforms, send it to me so I can show people what kind of, because I've already showed 1 or 2 the answers and the reply that they've gotten. So just to show people how BBC are responding to people. Let's bring on our guests because they've been waiting. And as I said, Colin wants to come on as well. Colin, I'll send you an email. I do have your email address, don't I, from the last time, I think. So I'll send you that email now, pal. And then we get our guests on. And then if any more wants to join me, just let me know in the chat and we'll bring you on. We can try to get as many on as we can. What? There you go. There you are, Colin. I've sent you an email now, pal. And Rabbi, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, but if you're listening, I've also sent you your email also. So let's bring our guests on because they've been waiting, especially the very first guest. It's the one and only Charlotte Shields. Welcome. Okay, I can see you smiling, but I can't hear any volume. There we go. We hear something. We hear clicking. Hello, Charlotte. Are you with us? No. Oh, this always happens when Charlotte comes onto me channel. No, still can't hear you, love. We'll give Charlotte. Oh no, hold on. Is that you now?
Hello.
Yay!
What happened then?
Fantastic. Right, we've got her. We get sorted in the end. Well, I hear the mic clicking. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Let me know if you can hear Charlotte properly or if you can hear me properly. Well, I shout apparently, so I should be fine. I should be fine.
If I go funny, just let us know in the chat.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. I'm just making sure that everybody else can, but I can hear you quite perfectly. I see other people said in the chat as well they want to come in. Who did I miss there? Sorry, guys. Just bear with me. The chat is froze. Hold on. We'll bring on our next guest. It's the one and only Problem Being.
Hello, woman hater.
Hello, English Decker.
That's the one.
That's the one. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Still reeling from our terrible loss at Geek Lord over mine. But hey, Rabbi cheated, so what can I tell you?
Yeah. I tell you something. The questions seemed very easy for Rabbi this week, didn't they?
Why is it every single time I'm on there, there's a Blake 7 question and it
I know,
always
and it
goes
never goes to you. It never goes to you. It's always someone else. Clobbering Time said he'll join. Do me a favor. I know this is getting a pain in the ass, but I can't move the chat up. So Clobbering Times is another one that wants to come on. Is there anybody else that wants to come on now? I don't really care if the other fella is going live. Who gives a shit? To be quite honest with you, let him. He's no friend of this channel anyway, so who cares? Let's bring him on. He's come a long way. He's come all the way from the Scarrow, but he's settled down in Scotland. It's the one and only Scottish Davros.
Hello, and hello, panel. How are you all doing?
I'm doing fine. Adventuring Nerd wants to come on. Have I got your email address? If not, contact me on Messenger or Twitter, and I'll bring you on. And we've got Spaceman. He keeps changing his name, but it's the one and only Spaceman Colin.
I couldn't be bothered to come up with another name this quickly.
Hello, Cheetah.
Rich wants to come on as well. Right, we might as well get a big panel on because this news is a bit because there's Blake 7 fans here as well as Doctor Who fans. There is some news as you know. I don't know how you feel about. I haven't had, believe it or not, though, I haven't actually had time to react to it myself because for the simple fact the matter is it's the simple fact of the matter is I put it up and then I went to bed straight away. So I haven't even actually seen any of the fallout, if there has been any fallout to the news, because you know every time I put out something, there's always someone giving out. Do you know what? I'm going to take the risk. Right, whoever else wants to come on, right here, do it real quick. But if I notice a name that I've never had on before, you start coming on.
Yeah, don't risk it.
So there you go. The link is in the chat, right? So come on if you're coming on. And if I see any new names that I've never seen before, you won't be coming on. But we will be sorting that out for the TARDIS Long Talks because we want to get as many people on as possible. So that we will be going through a vetting process, especially for new callers, which I have to discuss tonight. Actually, when I get a bit of time with Lee and a couple of other people tonight, we have a lot of bleeding work to do. Actually, there's Colin. He's back again. Who else have I got in the chat there? Now, give me a second. Oh, there he is. It's Tim Lord. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hello. Here we go. This panel is going to be huge. We've got the real super doctor as well. We might as well just bring them all in.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to have you here. And we've got
no bad.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
And we've got everybody now.
Hello.
Actually, hold on. Clobbering Times.
Yeah, since I think he said he wanted to jump on.
He wants to come on. Clobbering Times' email now. I think I sent you the right email.
We've got the link in the chat anyway.
Yeah, pop in there. Right, there he is. Clobbering Times. Right, we got a full panel. No more now. That's it. Right, we got our panel.
Charlotte looks like she's doing outside broadcast.
Well, Right, here we go. Right, I'm just going to get straight
Brady
into
Bunch
it.
2.0.
I'm just going to get straight into the news, right? And then what we'll do is after I finish, then we'll go in order. So Charlotte is first, obviously. Then we've got Problem Bing. Then we've got Tim. We've got Spaceman Colin, Scottish Stavros, Real Super Dr. PD, Rich, and Cloverin Times in that order.
How comes I'm second? You hate men, Noel.
Yeah, oh,
It's International Men's Day. International Men's Day.
Right, and the event there's the eventing nerd as well. So we've
Because
got
Noel's toxic masculinity makes him do ladies first. That's why.
yeah, it's always
Yeah.
ladies first. Remember that.
You misandrist.
And what am I here just not to prove them wrong? So.
Hold on, 1, 2.
Oh, then they'll call you a token. You know, that's the way.
That doesn't call me.
Right, we've got 10
Token
people.
Charlotte.
We've got 10 people, but apparently it's telling me that someone else is trying to join the studio, but just can't get in because there's 10 people. Unfortunately, that's it. We've got our 10 guests. So tomorrow's the Tartar Zone Talks. If you want to come on tomorrow, you're more than welcome. Right, I'm going to get into this news straight away. As I said, some of you have probably already watched the 8-minute video, but this is the only time that I'm reading this now. If you just want to know what the news is, and if you come in late, you just go and watch the 8-minute video and then come back to the discussion because I'm only doing this once. So here we go. Chris Chibnall has been asked to reboot Blake 7, as you all know.
Over my dead body.
Shit it up the wall.
Hey, silence everybody. Silence until I finish reading the news, and then you can all pipe in because I'll be here all night if that's the case. Now listen. So he's been asked to reboot Blake 7 after Doctor Who. They're considering making 2 crossover episodes, one in the Doctor Who universe and one in the Blake 7. So basically, so this is the way I've been told. Blake 7 will appear in Doctor Who at some stage. Film. And what will happen is then when Jodie Whittaker leaves her role after series, the festive special or whatever it is, series 13, she is then going to play the Doctor in Blake 7 as the Doctor, but she will be already gone from the main show. So she'll be playing the Doctor in Blake 7 when she's already left the role in the main show. And there'll be 2 crossover episodes. Right? Now, this is the part that these are all gonna you ready, Lee?
Yeah, no, this one.
So predictably, Blake will be a lesbian and will be played by a woman. Now, we don't have any more information right now on Blake 7, but I have been assured.
I mean, Blake is the most blokey name there is. I
know,
Blake.
but it doesn't matter. Listen, again, I will stress, and I should have actually put the banner across the screen, which I'm going to do right now because I've come prepared today because of the morons that we have in this fandom. So as you can see scrolling across the screen there, morons, it says all information is from a source and must be taken as rumor. Okay, so there you go. There's a little disclaimer there for all you little morons. So there you go. So we'll leave that disclaimer up. Right, but I have been told I will get more Blake 7 news when it comes. Right, but let's get back to Doctor Who because this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So apparently the TARDIS interface is going to become a permanent thing. The Doctor is going to be able to talk to the TARDIS, and the TARDIS is going to be able to talk back to Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Apparently, they're going to use Bradley Walsh for the voiceover work. But here's the thing. Apparently, the TARDIS is going to come out as gay.
What the hell?
Now, listen. Now, for anybody that's laughing, I just want to explain something to you. Remember the Doctor's wife?
Yeah, I was about to say that now.
Right. So the Doctor's wife, they've already done this, and the TARDIS did fancy Matt Smith's Doctor. So it isn't a far stretch of the imagination to say that the TARDIS is going to love Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Therefore, hence why there might be a chance that the TARDIS might come out as gay. I thought that was the funniest thing ever when I read that this morning. I was like, seriously, what the hell? Right? But
here's like 4chan stuff.
Me a little bit. K9, right? We should be happy because it's K9. But apparently K9's coming back, but they're going to destroy him. to redesign them. And apparently then, instead of the iconic
It'll be a
Tom
cat.
Baker collar, they're going to have a Jodie Whittaker rainbow one instead. Replaced. So, yeah, so
Wow.
that's it. So the bullet points are basically Blake 7. Blake is going to be a lesbian. It's going to be gender
It's not
swap.
worth
K9 is going to be destroyed and redesigned. The TARDIS interface is going to become a permanent thing. The TARDIS then is going to confess its love for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, basically, and is going to come out as gay. So I can't even say that with a straight face. But there you go. I mean, and as I said, there's going to be crossover episodes. So one in Doctor Who and one in Blake 7. Now, I have been told when she does the Blake 7 appearance, she's already left the main show. So this will be her. So we could actually, in fact, have a new Doctor in place when she makes her appearance as the Doctor in Blake 7. Now, that's just me speculating. That's not what's being
That's a
said.
good point.
That's the way I'm actually. That's the way I'm thinking about it. But that is the news, right? So that's the news, and I know people will be watching this video right now, and I can already hear it. Mr. TARDIS reveals he's live now. I can hear him now, actually, from here. He's probably giving himself a hernia, because he doesn't like what I've had to say. But Sontarans, mate, Sontarans. Would you like to say anything about that? Sontarans? No. Okay, no problem. You're all right.
Oh, we'll shut up about it now.
So, but they are picking up on the fact that the TARDIS have been spotted and saying, well, no, sources are wrong. Listen for a minute, right? Is are missing the whole point. Sources don't get everything right. They never have.
And it's early days yet. It's still early filming.
And exactly, you don't know what
happening.
into the film and they actually are. So there still is a possibility that the stuff that I've been reporting could come true. But I mean, if you look at the video that particular person has been trying to take down, in that information is I mentioned Sontarans, who's appeared. We've seen photographs, and thanks to Charlotte for actually letting me know this morning, because I would never have known that there was images. They definitely look like Sontarans. I know the images are a bit blurred, but you can
definitely Sontarans.
Head, you can make out the suit and stuff like that. So we'll start with Charlotte first, and then please let everybody have their say, and then we'll move on, and then we'll just have a free for all after that. But we'll start with Charlotte first. So Charlotte, you've heard the news there. Obviously, you would have heard it this morning, but you're after hearing it again now. What would you? I don't know what you're gonna say, but I say it's not going to be all good. But go for it.
But I'll let you lot talk about the Blake 7 stuff. All I'll quickly add to that is I don't understand why Chibnall seems to want to do sci-fi, because it's blatantly obvious he cannot write sci-fi. He likes to do dramas and detective shows. So why is he even considering if this is anything? Possibly another sci-fi show is beyond me, because it's so obvious that he doesn't like writing sci-fi. So that was a bit where I was like, when I heard it. With the K9 stuff, it's just another example of Chris going, I'll use nostalgia, but it has to then be my image.
It has to be destroyed.
I'm not
and replaced.
surprised that if he does possibly get a K9, it's going to be destroyed and have Jodie's little rainbow on it. But it's just more evidence, which is more funny to me, that it's like, create stuff for her. Create unique things that we can associate with her Doctor beyond just bad, please. Because all you're doing is taking symbols, things from the past, and corrupting them. And it seems to be like a pathological thing with him now. It's like making the TARDIS talk. It's like, we all joke this is a kid's show. He's literally making then the TARDIS talk. That's what a kid's cartoon does.
Yeah.
And it's always the thing that I've loved about the TARDIS and the Doctor relationship is it's sort of, a lot of it is subtext and it's not implied. Like, we know he's always referred to the TARDIS as old girl. Like, we've always seen that affection for the TARDIS, but it's not spelled out. Like, the Doctor's wife was probably the closest we've got, but even then, it was a very special way it was done because the TARDIS had a body for once, and you had the sort of heartbreaking thing of it having this life for an episode and then it had to die. So it was very single and perfect for that episode. So to physically then make it talk and profess the love, it's like, Chibnall, we know this. You don't have to keep spelling stuff out that has been part of subtext for this show for 50 plus years. And another thing that got me thinking, because you said Bradley Walsh might be the voice, is that why he's got a credit then, maybe? That he's not physically going to be in any scenes? They're literally just bringing him back to do the voice work.
I was thinking that this morning myself. You make a very valid point there. I was actually thinking that because listen, even the Radio Times and all. So this is not me reporting this, right? Because I get accused of reporting stuff, even though it's someone else that reports it. But the Radio Times themselves even said a few months back that they didn't think Bradley Walsh was going to return.
Yeah.
Especially after he signed that £1 million deal to do blankety blank.
Oh, and he's got another show.
Put that little picture up where it says he features in Series 13. I even show it in a video. Again, I prove these things. But you could be right. That's how they've probably worked around it. Have him do the bloody voiceover for the.
So they don't have to physically get him to be on set. They can just get him to do the voice. That's what I was thinking also afterwards.
It also drags up another little thing that I don't want to necessarily bring up, but could this be the demise of Graham O'Brien?
Oh, no. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, there's always been rumours around him being killed off.
Oh, God, yes.
In this series, and that's why he becomes the interface. Could be something
like a tribute.
I don't know. I mean, look.
That's such a bad way to handle his death, though.
I know it is. I have to throw that out there, though, because let's be honest, Chibnall is capable of anything. But listen, right, the fact of the matter is that, right, we know they're in full swing now, right? But another thing that I didn't put in the video, but I did throw up on Facebook a couple of days back, because the reason why I just threw it up on Facebook and never mentioned it on the channel is because I kind of like to do things slightly different sometimes, and sometimes I like to put some of the information up on Facebook so I can have it, timestamp and the day that I actually put it up. So I'm just going to break this now, right? But it was news that I got ages ago. Well, not ages ago, when I got the last batch of news, but I left this out. So apparently, John Barrowman is actually in Wales. To film his parts. Now I threw that up on Facebook, so for everybody to see. Some people have already liked the comment, but I threw that up a few days back. So I have been told that John Barrowman is actually in Wales. Now, we have checked his accounts because he's very active, as you know. And the last time he was on his Instagram was November. It was early. It was either November. It was actually the time I think I broke the news on my video. It was either November 5th or November 7th was the last time he was actually on Instagram mentioning that. So I think Mr. Barrowman is actually here. Remember, he tricked the fans before when he said he was decorating his house, but he wasn't. He was actually filming the scenes.
Yeah, but if he's already filming, that would assume he's in the first block. So he's putting Jack in the first half. Then that makes me think.
Yeah, and that's why I look again, as I said.
Which means he might be in the special then, because that might link in.
I don't know. Listen, the people we've all speculated that he is in the special. He could be, and you know what? I'm actually thinking? He is in the special, and then he's going to carry on in the first couple of episodes, maybe in Series 13.
That would make sense.
Now that's just me speculating. That's not me. Be sort of saying that, because you know the way people get confused on the other side. They literally take everything that I say as gospel and then lie about it. But I want to ask you about the K9 stuff. Because obviously K9, if this is true, they're going to destroy him, redesign him, and then God knows how they'll really redesign him. We have seen some redesigns done by people out there in the past that look absolutely shocking. How would you feel if K9 was redesigned?
Are you asking me or are you
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else?
Still on you. Don't worry, Charlotte. We're
Okay.
going to get around to everybody else. They'll get their turn. Don't worry.
I don't trust Chris to do it right at this point. It's just going to be another, because it'll be another show of isn't Jodie great, because she's probably be the one doing the redesign and rebuilding K9. Like, if that isn't symbolic, I don't know what is. That they've taken K9 that was associated with male doctors and they've now got the female doctor rebuilding it.
Yeah.
It just feeds into Chris, like I said, this thing that Chris seems to have of, let's give her all the toys of the past, but they're not good enough for her, so she has to make them better.
Yeah.
It's just going to be another one of those. But and it's like if you said, if they redesign it, that's such an iconic, simple design. They'll probably over design it if they do it again. Like
Yeah.
it will be over designed, and like the rainbow collar, it's just gonna. But like I said, this is the thing with Chris I don't get. Like, it's so obvious to me now. We've got Jack, like we've speculated. Sorry, we've now got possibly K9, the Master possibly coming back. We've possibly got 10 making an appearance. Like, it's so obvious what he's doing now. He's just chockering next series full of so many member berries because for some weird reason, and I hope it doesn't work a second time. For some weird reason, for some fans.
Do you know what? I think fans will be dead wide to it this time round.
I hope so, because it seemed to trick people for Series 12, and I think he saw that and he's gone, right, if I do more of that, they'll not see my bad writing, and I just hope that fans don't like, it's like the thing with the keys, like I just don't want fans to be tricked again, because it just sounds like he's just going full-on nostalgia fest.
Yeah, I agree. Lee, we'll ask you. We'll try to get around to everybody as quick as possible. But I know you're a Blake 7 fan, so I'll ask you to comment. I will ask you to comment on the Doctor Who stuff. But firstly, I want you to comment on the Blake 7 stuff, because we've been watching Blake 7 these last couple of weeks, and even I, looking at this Blake 7 news, was saying if Chris Chibnall goes anywhere near it, that's it. It's done. And it looks like he has his sights set on Blake 7. But his whole idea for it, I know what you're already going to say, because I said this earlier, you cannot remake this anyway, even with doing the cast justice by casting Blake as a man.
I wouldn't trust Chibnall or the BBC within an inch of Blake 7's life to get this right. I know full well that if they touch this, it is going to be all gender race swapping a go-go. And you know, I mean, if you look at the original Blake 7, it was pretty diverse anyway, especially by season 3. And I just think that someone in the chat actually said, how will they do one of the computers called slave? Because I think that's a word that isn't allowed anymore. In the famous words of Margaret Thatcher, no. Definitely not. Listen, I'm pretty much convinced that the DNA of Blake 7 existed within the actors who played the parts, and I think that recasting it is always going to be a very touchy subject with.
I'm just going to play Avon. Nobody out there that I feel could play him, and I don't think there's anybody out there that I feel that could play Blake.
Well, that's why they would definitely race swap or gender swap the characters to cover up the fact that they cannot recast that person, even with another white actor. I just it's almost inconceivable. Look, I mean, we were probably quite suspicious when they brought Doctor Who back how they would do it, and they did it very well. They could surprise us by doing it and pulling it off. I doubt it, especially if Chibnall's attached. It will fail, and it will fail horribly and miserably. And I've seen how Doctor Who fandom grew from the rebirth of Doctor Who back in 2005, and what's happened since. I just don't want this to happen to the Blake 7 community. I don't want their fandom to be turned into a shit show by
I agree with you, because I've become a fan of this show, and I have to say it would be such a shame to see this show. You know, I do take the piss out of the opening sequence and all and stuff, but once you get past that and you actually watch the episodes, they're highly listen. Here's why it won't work. Forget about all the gender swapping and the race swapping and all of this other nonsense that they want to do. The difference is that if you look at that show, the one comment that I've said to you when we watch this, highly intelligent writing.
Yeah, very intelligent writing. Yeah. It's Shakespearean in its kind of presentation. The characters are almost very Shakespearean.
When has Chris Chibnall ever done anything remotely like that? He hasn't.
No, it's beyond his capacity. I mean, he's dumbed down Doctor Who to such an extent. We see the kind of fan base that he's encouraged, quite honestly, which is, you know, pretty sad. But yeah, but that's my views on that. But also, with
Doctor Who, go on.
Okay, the Doctor Who thing. Well, with the TARDIS, I've never been comfortable with the TARDIS being overtly alive. I think it's always been alluded to in the classic era that it's kind of alive, but in a very abstract kind of way. You know, high technology from the time. I don't see it as an organic life. I didn't like the coral thing. I didn't like the idea it could be grown. I was never really fond of that idea. The Doctor's wife thing, I think, took it a bit too far. Personally, I think it was a great story, but I think the idea kind of cemented the idea that it was alive, and I really wasn't on board with that. But you know, that side of the story itself was nicely done. But I mean, still, it kind of cemented that thing that I didn't like. Now, it's interesting that recently, over the last few years, the British Navy came under fire by these SJW nutters who said that naming ships female names was sexist, so that they wanted ships to have male names as well, because otherwise it was sexist. Go figure. I mean, traditionally throughout the centuries, all ships have been generally female. You know, birth. You know, the whole. Yeah, I mean, it's traditional that ships are female and been named female names, and I think that generally stems from language, because if you look at most languages in Europe, you know, until recently, the British language, the English language, changed. But I mean, generally throughout Europe, there is a gendered language, you know, like feminine and masculine verbs and things. So I mean, it seems to me. Nouns that you can't to make the TARDIS male now seems to fit in with that. I mean, I can understand now that could be a reality by making it a male and this kind of gender fluid thing that they seem to be sort of very keen on. So making Graham the voice of that seems to be about right. Yeah, I think it's a mistake, obviously. Now, what else? What else were we talking about? We got the K9.
Yeah, K9.
Listen, it's quite interesting the timing of things as well, because you know Bob Baker and what's the other guy? The guy who took it to Australia, Dave Martin. Martin, who own the rights of K9. Now they've been quite. I mean, they recently appeared on the Spacebook channel to talk about K9, and they're really pushing for a resurgence in K9. They've released a new book, and I believe that they are attempting to rebrand or sort of bring K9 back into the public consciousness. Yeah. So it's quite possible. I mean, they didn't mention anything about it then. It doesn't mean to say that, you know, that it isn't true. They might be under contract to say nothing. Who knows? But I mean, K9 was already redesigned for the Australian TV series, which they made. So it's quite possible. As for the collar changing to the rainbow colours, totally can believe that, because if you look at the collar of the original K9, it was a sort of tartan colour, but it was all the colours of the scarf, wasn't it? I think Tom's scarf. So yeah, I can see it happening. I hope it doesn't happen. You know, I mean, it would be a shame, and and again, it harkens back to this notion of reconstructing, deconstructing things, and putting it back into a new image. And yeah, it'll probably become a female K9, I expect, probably.
Of course.
Who knows? Or gender neutral, who knows?
K9 will be a bitch.
Yeah, K9 will be technically a bitch.
Karen 9.
Yeah, Karen 9. Yeah, K for Karen.
Yes.
So did I miss anything else? What's there anything else that I missed?
The crossover episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it does make sense if you're going to bring something back that was always hinted at. Well, I mean, not always hinted at, but there was an idea back in the 1970s when they brought Blake Seven onto the screens that they were going to cross over with the Daleks and possibly Tom Baker as well. So there is always that kind of mythos in there that it's in the same universe, but they didn't do it in the end. They decided not to, which I think was the right move. Even though it would have been interesting, I think it was still the right move because I think it can stand alone. It didn't need that kind of crossover to bolster it in any way. It was a successful show back in the 70s and early 80s. And I think that this is not going to be a great start for Blake Seven if they do this. But I can imagine that, like, maybe as a festive special, can't say Christmas special anymore because that's not allowed, that it might happen. I don't know who has the rights. It's interesting, though, that for years and years and years, Blake Seven was on YouTube. All the episodes were on YouTube for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. And I knew instantly from that moment that it was going to go on BritBox. It did go on BritBox. And obviously there's probably more of a resurgence of interest in that show, which again was a successful show. It was drawing in at its height, 9-10 million people. So yeah, I mean, if it's on BritBox, it makes me think where the rights now lie. I don't know if they licensed it. I don't know where the rights lie. I think after a certain amount of time, rights can revert back to whoever owned them originally or before the rights swapped over. I think at some point the rights were with maybe Sky or someone like that. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been with TV Gold. I don't know who runs that. But hey, even if they don't own the rights, they can still license it. Potentially. I just really hope that Chris Chibnall isn't allowed anywhere near this. I mean, you can't keep rewarding failure. Maybe they've heard our streams, and maybe they heard that we like Blake Seven and that I like Blake Seven. It's just deliberately trolling me.
Now, mate.
I don't know. I don't even want to consider that we're on their radar to such a degree. But I mean, it does frighten the living crap out of me if they're going to do this.
Let's hear what Daniel, what his opinion is on it. Daniel, how are you feeling about, what do you want to talk about first, the Blake Seven or the Doctor Who news?
Get the Doctor Who news out the way first.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel like we'll start with the K9 stuff. Still, to be perfectly honest, but I feel like my opinion is this: he's trying to destroy the show piece by damn. He's basically so obviously still obviously if this rumor comes true because because again I'll stress that this rumor and speculation that we're talking about here. So basically, I think K9 will be his next target if this rumor comes true, and I wouldn't be too surprised if K9 comes back with a email voice as well, just to further piss the fans off at this stage. So, second, with the whole Brad, second, with the whole Brad, oh, and um, and face I genuinely I genuinely think I genuinely think it is I genuinely think as well no that you're theory that you had came up with would kinda seem would kinda seem a bit a bit logical when it comes to and it comes to when it comes to that, it's building it into the narrative. But back to that rumour for a minute. Again, I think the rumour is, and I think the side here is implemented will be absolutely the will be absolutely ridiculously handled, and it just shows you that Chibnall again has no idea what show that he's actually writing, that he's actually writing for his further embarrassing the show. Now I know in the past we had I know in the past we had episodes such as the Doctor's If, but that was handled a lot better. You still had them very capable writers back when that episode came out. But like again, you don't trust Chibnall with any sort of with any sort of concept like that. And again, though, if the TARDIS, if rumours are to be, believed in your video, it said the TARDIS was going to come out as that's another, that's another on that's another that's another ops he he done in the diversity and inclusion strategy. So again, all of that's been all of that's been done for the reason of diversity. There'll be no intelligence or common sense. It's like, oh, here's another here's another thing that we've got to aid in and get and get ticked off in the checklist, and like onto the bill X7 or now, because I want to hear other people's opinions. But like I'll just touch on that very briefly. Yeah, even although that I haven't seen as many episodes the as many of the esteemed panel members as the episodes about like 7 that I have, actually you can kind of tell that nobody could ever 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 have the chops to pull off use Ari characters, and I'm sorry if a guy at the helm such as kind of as Chibnall is going to be that point's going to be magnified up to about 100 because let's face it, he's already destroyed an iconic science fiction institution and obviously British EV and like again you tend to think he's only do the same to Week 7 and he's going to bastard the eyes. So again, I feel so sorry for all you guys that have seen Week 7 to the very end. And in terms of the two crossover episodes, I mean, Jesus Christ, it can't even write up to who to an adequate standard. So of course, even the crossover episodes will be a total disaster. And just as the trainer, they can't even get the current era of the right. So what makes BBC think if rumours are to be believed and this gets confirmed that it's happening, that he'll be able to go off and build 8-7. I'm sorry, this will be just as big a train wreck as what Doctor has been during his era, if not even bigger, and like any bully Week 7 fans out there, like I feel so sorry for you because the episodes I have seen of the show so far, because I do intend to actually carry on at some point. The episodes are of a high standard and caliber, and it isn't intelligently written. But Chris Chibnall is going to just it down and or it down. And see, the thing is, like people and me and Charlotte's generation, half of them expect to be spoon-fed all spoon-fed everything in science fiction. You're supposed to be able to figure stuff out for yourself. And to be honest, if you Chibnall himself doesn't understand that whole principle of science, I find the man is just an idiot at the highest order. But I'll shut up now and I'll turn it over to Owen. But to sum up, Chris Chibnall is on an absolute hack of a man.
Thanks for that, Daniel. Let's get in the real super, Colin. I want to get everybody on the panel first before anybody else pipes in, all right? Because we're over an hour, and I said I was only streaming for an hour. So I need to get everybody to give their opinion, and then we can have a little brief chat, and then we're going to finish up. So we go with real super Colin next. Then it's Cobburn Times, PD Rich, real super doctor, Tim, and then the adventuring nerd. So we'll go with super. He's changed his name again. Superman, Spaceman.
Spaceman. Same as I was when I beat your back. Sorry, I mean when I was on the quiz.
Cheated. Go ahead.
Rigged.
In best SJW fashion, I've actually got a list of boxes I want to tick. I've been making notes. One of them actually is something that's combined a couple of things. Is that actually, I don't think they're going to make the Doctor bi. There's a reason for this, by their own logic. If she's bisexual, she's going to like men. And that's going to be a no-no. We all know this. On the other hand, the TARDIS being bi or lesbian or trans, well, could explain why it did the Sonic the way it did, couldn't it? Could explain the Sonic.
Yeah, but she made the Sonic, not the TARDIS.
Oh, I thought the TARDIS made all the Sonics. I missed that. Oh, damn! That spoiled a damn good joke, that did.
Maybe it put it in her mind, you know.
Yeah, she built it up. Sheffield Steel.
No, Jodie made it. Jodie made it to prove she's.
She made it look like Tyra Man's Willie.
So, what about K9? Do you want to actually talk about the crossover episodes? What are your opinions on them? And
well, first of all, to be quite honest, as I said earlier on the chat, I'm not sure Chris Chibnall can destroy anything, because Chris Chibnall's name or anything basically means it's immediately decanonised from whatever it is he's trying to rip off. On the other hand, one good thing, there's one good point that's been made there that I actually want them to do, that I want to see this spin-off series. Because if Jodie's only going to appear in the Blake 7 spin-off series after she's left the main season of Doctor Who, the sooner that is shown, the sooner she's going to be off of Doctor Who. Right? If she's got to have left the main series before she goes on Blake 7, bring it on. Because she won't be on Blake, she won't be on Doctor Who anymore. Regarding the TARDIS change, no people shouting at you, you were neither the first person nor the only person who said that. Lots of people have come up with that idea independently because we're all very cynical. They probably, if and when they do it, they'll make a big thing of it, which is why we won't have seen anything for it. It'll be a major thing when she manages to get the comedian circuit fixed again.
And she'll do it perfectly.
Well, of course she will. The other thing is if we're talking crossovers again, I'm sure Daniel and Lee will recognise the two words Caldor City. Already been done much better. An audio series which is an audio, theoretically it's not strictly tied to any universe, but it's set. But Caldor City, hint hint, is where the Robots of Death came from. It's the city on the planet in Robots of Death, and it's definitely set there. And one of the characters was played by the late Paul Darrow, and there have been suggestions that it's actually Avon hiding out. I've not finished the series yet, so I don't think it's ever any further on that one. No. But that will be. But it's a really interesting series. But no, I wouldn't trust Chibnall to put his hand to anything. I'm like Lee. I'm a big Blake 7 fan. I watched it when it first came out. There is no way on earth that the current political climate would allow them to address pretty much any of the major themes. I can pretty much predict from now, actually, that Servalan will be orange and a male, obviously, if they even have O in it, of course. As Lee said, someone actually brought up earlier on in the chat as well. We may get a Liberator. We won't get Slave, obviously. We'll probably get. Actually, I could probably think of something else, but I probably won't be getting a bit too political. But letters Bravo, Lima, and Mike would appear in my answer to that one. But I mean, the thing that gets me though is I wouldn't trust to do anything. If they're filming, what a shame. The interface. If Brad, I'm not quite sure, but I don't think I've not seen most of the last series, but I presume we're talking about an interface for the TARDIS. So you're telling me that a lesbian TARDIS is going to have a male voice interface? Interesting choice. Bradley Walsh could have some real fun there.
Well, that's kind of like making the TARDIS like.
Well, we'll see. Hold on, lads. Let's get everybody else in.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say that
I'm an hour in, so can we let everybody else comment first?
I just wanted to quickly say that. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say, it's very Blake 7. It's very Blake 7 to have a talking interface, isn't it? That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it is. That is true. I hadn't thought about that. Yes.
Right. Is there anything else you want to add about the news? The breaking news?
I forgot what my two was. No, I think I've covered all the notes I managed to take as people brought up. Depressing as usual. But I yield the floor to Clobbering Times.
Clobbering Times. Same question. On the source. And let's try keep it to the actual topic, if you don't mind. So the source that I broke on Blake 7 and Doctor Who. Have you any opinions on it?
Well, I don't have to tell you or Lee how much I love Blake 7, how much it means to me. One of the things Lee said, which is really these characters, these actors are so baked into the DNA of these characters. I hate to be fair to Chibi because he's the worst person to do anything. I mean, he's the worst person to sweep up the floors of the BBC. Nobody can remake Blake 7. Even someone good, I would not want to see it. I would not accept it, no matter who is doing it, no matter who is cast. Those people are those characters, especially Paul Darrow as Avon. So to be fair, it would be DOA to me, no matter who does it. It's just that they're going to run it through the mud worse than anyone else can by picking the absolute worst person on the planet, the Alex Klutzman of Doctor Who, or the Jar Jar Abrams of Doctor Who, or whatever you want to call them. They're all the same level of filth to me. Chibi is the worst to do it, so it just won't be a boring, lousy, dumb remake that makes the original look great. It'll be so unbelievably, horrifically bad if all these things are true that it will stand up like a sore thumb. But of course, it'll also bring attention to the real show. So there's that, I suppose. If this even happens, everything everyone has pretty much said. It's a shame we live in a time now when you hear something so ridiculous it sounds like a 4chan joke that it's possible. There's actually credence to give it that you can believe it happening because so many bad things have happened. And and as to the Doctor Who stuff, parts of this, again, it shows you how unoriginal these people are. If they're thinking of having the Doctor and the TARDIS communicate, because we never see anything with smart aleck computers, Jarvis, or any Jarvis or many other different computers in sci-fi that speak to the characters, stuff like that. That's very Blake 7, but it's a lot of other things too. And it's not Doctor Who. I like the fact that the TARDIS was the Doctor's wife, by Neil Gaiman notwithstanding, he treated it like an entity. It felt like one, but we didn't, but we never had.
It wasn't overt.
Yes, but like a lot of things, they've taken so much mystery out of the Doctor that they've ruined the character. Now you're going to ruin the TARDIS the same way, taking even more of the mystery out of it than the Doctor's wife did. So, yeah, and again, redesigning K9. Look, everything I've done on this show is garbage anyway, as long as Chibi's doing it. So I'm to a point now where it's tough for me to get angry with it. I'm sitting back and laughing at it because it is dead and it's never coming back. Doctor Who's dead. And I see it. I do not see any way it could ever be fixed at this point. Or maybe it could be fixed. I just don't believe anyone when in charge is willing to do it. Sorry if that's a downer, but that's my take on all of that.
No bother. We'll go with PD Rich next.
Oh my god! I hope these rumors aren't true. No, I really do. I just hope they're just not true. Well, anyway, I mean, to me, Chibnall, he just wants to be like a Ronald D. Moore, but he's turning out to be Alex Kurtzman. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. It's like he wants to remake Blake 7, but Blake 7 was kind of semi-set in the Doctor Who universe. It was never actually discussed. So why are you trying to remake a show that's kind of ongoing, within the Doctor Who universe? It's insane. It's like you try and carry it on. You wouldn't try to, you wouldn't try and get rid of it. Sorry, remake it. You'd try and carry it on like you've done with Doctor Who.
Yeah, I don't get the logic behind it myself.
Yeah, it's like he just wants to be like Ronald D. Moore with Battlestar Galactica, but he's nothing like Ronald D. Moore or David Icke. It's going to ruin it. Yeah, this K9 business as well. It's like they've tried to remake K9 before. They did it in 2009, as Lee said earlier, and it was an absolute failure.
I think it did quite well in Australia, but it certainly didn't sell back to the UK.
No, over here the toys never sold. Nobody really watched it. But in Australia, it was good in Australia. But it's like K9 has already been technically rebuilt in the universe. Yeah. Now you want to do it again? It's like why? It's failed. It's like it's running with failed ideas. Yeah, he just runs along with failed ideas, Lee, and it's like, what the hell are you doing, Jibbers? I mean, I just literally think this is going like the Jules Holland did. Sorry, this is on topic. Don't worry. Jules Holland was outbid by another production company. Said they could do it cheaper. They just literally ruined the show. They put a female presenter on, and the show just went downhill. And Jules was hardly in it. I mean, Jules' son was talking to me about this a long time ago. And then what happened in the end is that BBC had to outbid this production, undercut this production program, and took it straight back to Broadcasting House to garden it like a Dragon Garden Gold. This is what's going to probably happen to Doctor Who if it keeps going down this path. They're going to have to do this, or else they're going to risk losing it. Get it away from BBC Studios, get it back into BBC drama, and then get rid of Wagner. Get someone in who's going to look after the show, not destroy it, not hand it out to somebody else to destroy. Yeah. What's the other one? No, sorry.
K9.
Yeah, done K9.
The crossover episodes with Blake 7.
Oh yeah, we just did that one as well. It's it's what's the other one? Blake 7 K9. Oh, the TARDIS. It's like it's been done. Why do you want to put a TARDIS Matrix back in? It's been done before.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's no original ideas.
He's got no original ideas. He's completely bankrupt of any ideas. He just wants to take other people's ideas and manipulate them. He's just a giant troll, just like Alex Kurtzman. He's just
the advice. Someone just sent me a message about Tom there. My advice to you would be to just mute him.
Oh, is Tom being a...
Don't even engage with him. Just mute him. It's not my responsibility to be going out there and pulling this guy up on everything that he does. My advice is just to mute him, because people like him don't listen. No matter how many times they've been told they're toxic, they continue to do so. Just mute them. That's my best advice. But going back to the news that we were talking about, I mean, again, no original ideas.
No, it's just completely devoid of any original ideas. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's just literally looking like Alex Kurtzman. I think Gary, it was either Midnight's Edge or Gary from Nerdrotic turned around and said that Tris Chibnall wants to turn Doctor Who into Star Trek, and I think that's why the Blake 7 rumours are true. He's a kind of failed with Doctor Who. Now he wants to try and do it again with Blake 7.
Yeah.
But you don't want Kurtzman Blake 7 now. We've had Kurtzman Star Trek for 3 years. That's probably got another 2 years life in it.
Well, they don't care, you see.
Well, isn't it interesting that this is in the pipeline potentially? In exactly the same way that Kurtzman did Star Trek. I mean, it almost seems as if it's not a coincidence.
Oh, it seems like they're all linked at the hip. You know what I mean? It's just the thing about it is though. It's like it's ridiculous. They failed with War of the Worlds. It's like, can't the BBC see that this is just stupidity?
Yeah.
When Amy in War of the Worlds, I mean, a friend of mine's probably going to do his dissertation on why they screwed up War of the Worlds. That's a massive subject.
Yeah. I
Oh,
agree.
anyway,
Well,
I'll
let's
hand
go
it
with
over
Real.
to Super Doctor.
Let's see if we can. Yeah, we're nearly there now. We're nearly at the end of the panel. Then you can have yours off free for all. Real Super Doctor. What are your opinions on the latest rumors and speculation on Blake Seven and Doctor Who?
Well, I can see it's clear sabotage of a once great television program, and Chibnall has no ideas of his own. I mean, he has to create. He has to mess up other ideas to kind of justify this is what he's created, and he hasn't created anything. He's destroying the show, and with the Santarans, I think. Well, that's just more evidence that he's sabotaging everything that was already established. It's very, very sad to see the show going the way it is, and I don't think it'll improve under Chibnall. I think it'll just get progressively worse and worse and worse until somebody else kind of takes charge and undoes what has been done. But with K9, the rumours about K9, they're under Bob Baker and Dave Martin. I'm sure that there are rights to K9 for any design differences or any changes. I think there's
Well, Dave Martin did the
issues with it.
redesign, you know, so I mean, it could be that one that they're going to use.
Yeah. Well, the one in the Australian, I had seen a few clips from that Australian. I never saw all, but I thought it was quite acceptable, but it wasn't K9. I think K9 should just stay the way he has because it's links to the Tom Baker era and it's links to the past.
Precisely why it must be destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just don't understand why they have to go and destroy everything. But if this is Chibnall's way, then he is. Well, he's basically scratching his head for ideas, and he hasn't got any. So he's just got to use it as an excuse to kind of further these agendas, and that's all he can do at this point. And I think. With Blake 7, the rumours about Blake 7, I mean, isn't Blake 7 a product of Terry Nation as well? That it's under the Terry Nation's estate. That these things like the Daleks, they can't be interfered with unless
the
unless
Daleks
they
have been
get.
interfered with, though. But the Daleks have been interfered with because he put out a new paradigm out there. So I don't think these estates, I think for them it's more the money that they care about. I don't think they care because they've already let them destroy. They've already let Chibnall redesign the Daleks.
Yeah.
They also let they also let Moffat redesign the Daleks in his era when we got those bleeding multicolored Daleks. So the Terry Nation estate, I'm sorry, but I hate to say this, that if there's money to be made, they will exploit. I'm sorry. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a new Ben Dalek in the future, because that's the way to be going with things. So I wouldn't be the Terry Nation estate. I wouldn't be using that as their stumbling block because money talks.
Yeah, it does. It really does because they can get ways around that.
Yeah, there is. Of course there is.
Yeah,
money
just money. Yeah.
Well, they tried to bring back Survivors, and that failed after one season. So
but they do try these things because they like to see what they can get away with, though. That's the point. Like even with this Dalek, he wanted to see Chris Chibnall wanted to see what he could get away with. Now, whether we like it or not, it went down well with some of the fandom, the new Dalek redesign. I think it's absolutely hideous, but there are some people out there that actually liked it. So, to the Terry Nation estate, looking at that, they'd say, well, that was pretty successful, wasn't it? And they'd be reeling in the cash. So, I wouldn't be... Listen, Terry Nation's estate might own Blake 7 as well. I'm telling you now, Anthony's up for grabs.
Yeah, but I mean, if Chibnall's going to be behind it, if they want long-term money gain, they're not going to get it if he's in charge because it won't last past a season.
It doesn't matter. It's not about long-term gain. We've already seen the way Hollywood does it, the way Chris Chibnall does it. They don't give a crap about success. Once they
No, but
get
No.
I'm talking
which
about the
they
Terry
will,
Nation
but
estate.
they
The
still
Terry
get
Nation.
money. They'll still get money. That's the point.
Yeah,
And
but they'll get more money if it's done
yeah, I
properly.
agree
That's the
with you,
problem.
but they don't care. It's
Yeah.
not about quality anymore. It's about how much money they can make right now, right here, right now. That's all they care about is money. So I wouldn't listen.
Yeah,
Terry Nation
and
State, we always used to say, "Oh yeah, that's the one stumbling block," and we were happy about that. But not anymore. We're going through a global pandemic as well. Everybody's tight for money. So if BBC go to them and say, "Listen, we're getting Chris Chibnall to reimagine Blake 7. Here's a shit ton of money." They're going to do it. Simple as that.
yeah, just for money. I think that if we look at even there's problems with the animated versions, how the quality of the animated work is and the artwork is, and it was heavily noticed in with the new Shira by that Star Wars girl. She had made a video and criticised the artwork and all that, and she got for the new Shira and get attacked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
see that.
how
Yeah.
disgusting that was.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad things are and how good things were back in the day, in let's say in the 80s, with He-Man and She-Ra, and how good the artwork was in there, and how limited budget they had to work with that. And
Yeah.
but the tools they have now, they could make something actually more better.
Yeah.
But
I
they don't.
agree. I know. I agree with you, but they're lazy. That's the problem that
Yeah,
we have.
yeah,
And it's supported by people who love mediocrity because they
Yeah.
are themselves mediocre.
yeah.
Right, we
Yeah,
got two more people to go. We're nearly there, folks, and then you can free for all, as I said. Tim, what are your opinions on the latest Doctor Who news and Blake 7 news
Well,
that we've dropped?
Well, I'll go quick here, guys, because I know we want to get through this pretty quick here. So, my first impression is that there's a lot of trolling going on. There's a lot of rumors going out there, and I think they're purposely spreading false rumors in a lot of cases. There may be some truth to these rumors. I think that, especially for the canine stuff, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they bring canine back. Whether they make his voice female or whether they paint him a whole myriad of colors or whatever, that I'm kind of ambivalent towards that stuff. I don't care one way or the other because it's not like I'm really watching the show anymore. When we talk about the Graham thing with his voice being part of the TARDIS, or that whole situation with the TARDIS and it being alive, and that I thought it was one of the weakest episodes where they brought her to life. I think that I always liked it as kind of that nebulous mystery box where you want to keep that mystery box closed and locked up. I like the mystery. I like guessing. That's what makes it exciting and fun when they start throwing in all of this stuff where they rewrite backgrounds and go back into the past and change everything. Like, I don't really need to know that. I want to see new adventures. I want to see fun. I want them to go in different times they've never been to before. Let's go to the future where they can be completely 100% creative and unique. I don't need to talk about the Doctor's background. I don't need to see K9 again. I don't need to see Jack again. That's in the past. That's part of the love that we have for those individual Doctors who had that as part of their story. Whether if you want the new Doctor to stand on her own 2 feet, you create a universe around her. You don't need to go back into the past. I stay away from the Master. Stay away from all the background. Like, let's introduce maybe a new Time Lord, maybe a darker Time Lord, maybe something different. We can go back to some of the old favorites too. Let's not get back into the characters that we've just seen like 5 years ago. I like the fact that Blake 7 was a unique show that survived because of its time. That was a show that was very much part of that timeline. Like, when you go back and you start looking at late 70s, early 80s science fiction, the part of that fun, you have Space 1999, you have a lot of the Doctor Who, you have Blake 7. A lot of that stuff is really cool and nostalgic to go back to. But when you start to think about 2020 politics and what they are going to change, what they're going to do to this show, for one thing, I don't want them rebooting that crew. That is a crew that should be unique, stand on its own. Let's get away from that. If you want to go into the Blake 7 universe and talk about a Doctor Who crossover, talk about new characters in that universe, there is a whole galaxy wide open. They didn't really explore much of it. 4 seasons is not that much to explore, right? There's a whole bunch of things that they could do. I think that, for one, you want to give it a couple of seasons, see how it does, then maybe consider a crossover with a new Doctor, not this Doctor. I think that if Doctor Who survives, that will also affect whether or not we do see a Blake 7 show. Because there's a lot of politics going on behind the scenes with the BBC, with the owners of this, the property, the intellectual property. Like, there's a whole bunch of confusing stuff that has to go on and be fixed before we can see a Blake 7 show. So whether or not they're doing storyboards, they're in the boardrooms and they're saying, "Hey, we've got this show that is this fanatical following out there. This show has a small but intense following. I'm talking Canadian, American, Australian, British sci-fi fans that really love this show and they're nostalgic for this show." Don't forget, though, that most of those nostalgic fans are also Doctor Who fans out of the 7 million that aren't watching anymore.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that. So if you're going to bring back a show based off of a sci-fi fan, whereby you're losing all of your ratings down to what, 3 million, 2.5, 3 million people in Britain, you got to think that too. And this is going to be expensive because this is a 21st century science fiction show that has to stand on its own. So we're talking Discovery level, we're talking Expanse level, Orville level. You want to keep your audience and you want to be impressive, not the Doctor Who sci-fi effects that they've been showing lately. I think that really there's a lot of things that have to happen here, a lot of moving parts. So right now, yes, it's rumor, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of years, whether or not we see anything further.
Yeah, well said. Avenging Nerd, you're last on the panel and last to give your opinions on the latest rumors and speculation. Where would you like
I'll
to
try
start?
and make them worthwhile. First of all, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. I'll start off
very
with
quietly.
Blake 7. Oh, so I'll try and talk a bit louder. How's that?
There you go. Yeah, fantastic.
I'll talk about Blake 7 first because I don't have a lot to say on the matter because, sorry, but I haven't actually seen it yet. I'll probably get kicked off everything for saying that.
Sacrilege!
It's on my watch list. Just
Yeah, well, listen, you're not the only one because it was on my watch list, but Lee forced me hand, and then I was forced to watch it. But it's worth watching, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'll
Go
definitely
ahead.
check it out. All I know so far is what happens in the finale and that Colin Baker's in it. Alright. Anyway, what I have to say of Blake 7 is Chris Chibnall is the last person that should be commissioned for it because he does not have the passion for it, and that's what you need. And yeah, it just seems like a show a bit like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Just because it can be remade doesn't mean it should be remade.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just also we're going to have to go through that tedious arguments of, oh, you don't like diverse characters, you must be racist and all that again for like, what, the 10th time now? So yeah, it's just not a good idea and just keep Chibnall away from it.
Yeah.
I agree
So,
with you. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can, but you never know. Well, go on the Doctor Who stuff because I know you don't really know much about Blake 7 because it's on your.
I will
watch.
one day. I will one day.
You will.
I'm sure you've got plenty to say about. So go ahead, pal. I'll keep quiet, and so will everybody else in the panel. Right?
Cheers. Doctor Who. Sad thing. After the Timeless Children, I'll just believe anything really because just rewriting the Doctor's history just seemed like something that would just never happen, and they did. So they clearly have no boundaries. They'll just do whatever the hell they want. So I just have a lot of reason to think that Chibnall just genuinely Chibnall just genuinely enjoys just pissing everyone off. And I'm not surprised he's bringing in like K9 and Sontarans and stuff like that, just because same thing with Fugitive of the Jadoon, really, where that was a bit more talked about episode, just because they just threw in a tons of stuff that people remember, like Jadoon and Captain Jack. If you actually look at the story, it's really not very good at all, but people just get distracted by the stuff they remember.
Yeah.
And with the TARDIS, I'll try and make this quick because
you're
been on for a long time. With the TARDIS, even if it was the best writer, I don't see how it could be made into a way that would be enjoyable. Because either the TARDIS is just going to be as obnoxiously over the top as Jodie, and it's just going to be two of them, or it's just going to be reduced to just the person to ask all the questions, the Doctor to answer, which is just quite demeaning for the TARDIS. And what else? I forgot. I've lost my train of thought, honestly. But either way, it just wouldn't work, surely.
Yeah, I just look. I mean, at this stage, everything that I'm getting every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, Chris Chibnall could do this, but if it was anybody else, not a chance. But I do agree with you. This whole interface thing with the TARDIS, I don't care whether the TARDIS came out as gay or whatever the feck they're talking about, right? But the thing that I have a problem with is the interface. I like that mystery. The Doctor's wife was good enough. We got a little bit of what would the TARDIS be like if the TARDIS was well, we do know the TARDIS is either alive or a sentient being, but if it was a sentient being like it wasn't the Doctor's wife, we got to kind of see that relationship. We got to see that character development. We got to see the love of from the TARDIS and the Doctor. They both really cared for each other. But that was enough for me. That was enough. That was enough to satisfy my curiosity. You bring a whole interface thing in. It kind of reminds me of Blake 7 a little bit. And I do think it would ruin it, to be quite honest with you. Because, that mystery, again, it's like, it's like they want to get rid of the mystery of everything. So they want to explain, well, here's the TARDIS now. It's got an interface. It's alive. Now, there you go. Bang. No, we want to still have those doubts. We still want that mystery. But it's like with Chris Chibnall, everything that he's trying to do, he wants to unravel the mystery of everything, if you get what I'm saying. So that's what it feels like to me. Everything that he's trying to do is trying to unravel mystery. He's trying to explain things that don't actually need explaining either, in my opinion. And I will open that up to all the panel as soon as the Adventuring Nerd has made his final point. Is there anything else actually you want to add before I open it up to the panel then? And wait, you see, it's going to be a free-for-all talk, so relax.
Nothing specific, just Chibnall clearly does everything out of spite. So, like I say, I wish I could just dismiss all these rumours, but again, after the Timeless Children, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah. Right, folks, we'll leave it open for you for about 15 minutes and then we're going to leave it there. So, is there anything else that nobody got to actually say that they would like to add?
They're trying to remake Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as well in Hollywood at the moment.
Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. It was going down with all the Orville rumours. They wanted to clear the Orville set out for that.
Not again. Not again.
And Isaac Asimov as well. They're doing one of his stories.
Foundation, aren't they? The Foundation.
But already though.
And Buck Rogers as well. That's also
Battlestar remake on a remake of a remake. Yeah.
It's all probably Joe Martin playing Ford Prefect.
Yeah. Obviously, a few of the other side have been watching, and already you've got some idiots saying K9 confirmed for Series 13. Okay, I don't know whether you get it, but can you see that the little scrolly thing here says, remember, all information is from a source and must be taken as rumor? And nothing is confirmed. It's all rumor and speculation from a source.
This is actually an achievement.
I want to make this clear. K9 has not been confirmed. It is news that I've been given and is put out there. If it is proven later on, it's proven later on. But right now, it's rumor and speculation. Yes, it's not fact. Okay.
I've actually got a question about K9.
Yeah.
Which one? I can think of 3 or 4, depending on how you count it.
Yeah.
You've got was with Sarah Jane. You've got the K9 that on the TV was left in E-Space with Romana. You've got Big Finish has got 2 K9s, one with Leela, one with Romana and Gallifrey. That's 4 different versions of the same.
And then, well, it'd be the one with Sarah Jane Smith, the one that was left with Sarah Jane Smith.
Yeah.
I think.
Why doesn't he just take a big fat dump on her grave?
Okay, hang on.
Sorry.
On Twitter, I need to address this actually. So your man Leon Marshall, that was in the chat earlier on, saying that Tom was picking on him, is obviously a troll because he's after going on to Teresa's video or comment section and he's literally slagging the chap off. I want to make this clear, Therese, because you have said still getting attacked by Knowles fans. You are not getting attacked by anybody belonging to this
We
channel.
don't attack, that's your thing.
Yes, don't judge us by your standards. Sorry.
This guy literally just turned up on my chat tonight. This guy has nothing to do with this channel, and nobody that supports me is attacking you. So I want to make that clear. You've sent me an email to say that you are drawing a line under the bridge, which I accepted. I even said that you're a great YouTuber. You just have to keep away from the drama. These people are not connected to me. And if there is anybody connected to this channel that is attacking them, you can get out of here. I'm not having it. We don't condone that behavior. How many times do we have to bloody say it? Right? But this Leon Marshall fella is a troll. He's nothing to do with this channel. I've never seen him until tonight. I've never read out his name before. That was the first time. So no, he's not a friend because he came on earlier on giving out about Tom and I gave him the advice to just block him. Okay, so it's clearly a troll. Okay, so please change your tweet there because it's unfair that you're blaming me on this. Right? There's people clearly out there trying to get the two of us to start up again. Don't fall for it. You're cleverer than this. You're cleverer than this, and you know you are. So just read between the lines, mate. I'm not sending anybody. Right? Nobody that's supporting me. That Leon Marshall fella there, I see the comment there. Bullshit, get some ball there, and then just on his stream now, you pussy. Right? That's nobody belong to this channel whatsoever. Right? I'm making that clear. I'm gonna actually retweet that, and I'm actually going to tell them, tell everybody what's happening. Because listen, you're smarter than this. You know this is not me. There's no point in starting this up again. The fandom don't need it. I don't need it. You don't need it. But please change your tweet. It's nothing to do with me. Okay? This guy just bloody showed up tonight. Right? It's a bloody troll. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, I've just removed them from the chat that they're hidden from there, so that they are nothing to do with us. We weren't told.
So they're commenting on his, just to let you know. So Therese is saying they're commenting on his podcast 19, right? Then of course you've got the other fella Tom, which I believe is probably, it's actually funny, isn't it? They've spelled my name back. I mean, come on, mate, be clever, right? My name is Noel. Yeah, the person's name that they use is Leon. That's my name backwards. It's a bloody troll, mate. It's a bloody troll. It's so obvious. But I see Tom.
Very subtle.
Up in there. I see Tom Hans has piped up in there. Don't be surprised if it's someone that he knows doing that to get us two to fight again. Because you sent me a nice email. So thank you for that.
I bet he was so proud of that name.
You know for a fact that it's not me. right? So please, come on, use your brain. Take that tweet down, accusing me, because it's nothing to do with me, and actually call out this troll. Thank you very much. Right. I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but I'm not going to have people trying to start shit up between me and another YouTuber when it's clearly false and fake. Right?
Remember back in the day when the worst thing you could say in this fandom was David Tennant is overrated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old days. Oh,
do you remember? Yeah. Do you
I know,
remember that?
simpler times, right?
Literally 2 minutes.
Not one death threat. Not one.
I
You
missed
could
those
quibble up.
angry
You could
faces
quibble
on
over
Facebook comments.
content.
Oh, miss him. Yeah.
You could just quibble over show quality and things like that, rather than this kind of garbage. Right?
Right?
You,
Yeah.
you
I
used
thought
to be
Colin
able
was
to
quite
say.
good.
You used to be able to say, "Did you prefer Kirk or Picard?"
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
There was a
Hey,
time when that was very
it's
good.
Kirk.
Doctor, it's the rest of my
Kirk first.
Obviously.
It's not Tom Baker. Would that be it?
You
How
like
dare
Picard, you're
you.
clearly transphobic.
Obviously,
No,
obviously,
no.
Kirk comes first,
Yeah.
and same with
Oh, of course.
No, don't forget your super chat.
Yeah, I'm having
Been
it
there a
here on
while.
the screen. So Chris Lawley with a £5 super chat says, "Thanks everyone, and especially Noel. Stay classic." Smiley face. We will indeed. Actually, we have Classic Who coming this Saturday. I have a trailer to throw for you later on. So thanks for reminding me, and thank you very much for that super chat. Absolutely fantastic. And I want to read out this comment from the Nerdaholics. They say,
Yeah,
I
just
missed
had a
the
thought as
days
well.
when we what?
Charlotte?
We just lost her again. Oh,
I was going to say, I just had a thought to do
there
with
she is.
I've just had a thought to do with the
You keep cutting out, sweetie.
No, it's because everybody keeps
Can you hear me?
talking. I'll stay silent, right, and just let her have her say. So, Charlotte, after I finish talking, make your point because I think there's a couple of seconds delay. Okay, maybe we have lost Charlotte this time.
Charlotte, speak, love.
Hello.
Right. Yeah, there's about a 10-second delay. So just say what you have to say, and then hopefully then we can hear what you're saying.
No, I've just had a thought to do with the interface. It makes sense because Chibnall loves exposition, so he can just use the TARDIS to do all the exposition he wants in the world, and it's perfect for him. So that's why
Good
it makes so much
point.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah, very good point.
That
Yeah,
actually is a good point. Does anybody want to add on?
Well, I think that makes sense. I mean, because so much criticism of Chibnall is the exposition dump, which always falls on Jodie. So this will share the blame. He's still going to do it. He's just, spreading it out. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And of course, apparently they're using the voice of the one character who was actually quite popular in his first season, more than any of the others. So put him down as well.
Yeah. They now have to destroy him utterly by making him just a voice on the TARDIS console. If that's true.
This whole thing about killing Graham, again, Chibnall would do it because he must know by now that he's the most popular character. Even people that hate the series love Graham, so he'd be more than happy to just kill him off.
Yeah. Oh, they like that. We can't have that. Destroy.
Yeah. It's kind of like a librarian, isn't he? We don't want that.
He's a
Throw it to the bin.
killjoy. He's a
How
killjoy.
dare you read a comic in my section?
He's a killjoy and a kill franchise.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where we're at.
You know how Matt Smith, rips out the last page of every book? I think Chibnall rips out the beginning.
Oh, we've got to have this guy on again now.
Oh, thanks, T.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant, he is. But listen, again, we Chris Chibnall and the TARDIS, this point that Charlotte has made. Again, this is why I love having Charlotte on the panels, because she always thinks of something. And you're absolutely spot on. This would save Chris Chibnall a lot of bother instead of doing these little animation or getting a voiceover of someone to explain everything, because the fandom is so stupid that they need They need stuff to explain. So the TARDIS, you're right. The TARDIS can do all of that for everybody now.
Can they at least get someone with a good voice like Tom Baker?
Yeah.
No, don't please.
Okay,
no.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it'd be a good idea, but I mean it'd be slightly more
Tom
tolerable.
Baker, right?
It's an idea.
Okay, Tom Baker's a good choice, but hear me out on this.
Would you
right?
like a jelly baby?
Yeah.
Keeps offering.
Well, they couldn't get Tom because Tom really has an expiration date now. He's getting old. He's retired.
I know, poor man.
Yeah, and his voice is not the same voice as we remember.
Oh, I don't know. I think he still sounds as good as he did. I thought that when I first started hearing, but once you adjust, and actually, I think he's still got that booming voice. Yeah,
but
he's
why
still
would
got
he
it, and
want
he's
to
still
do
sharp.
something like this, though? That's
Oh,
the thing.
not on this yet, but I mean, he doesn't watch Doctor Who. He certainly
No.
won't be watching this era, so he won't have a clue, really.
No.
I
about
met
what's
Tom
happening.
Baker a while back.
Lovely guy, isn't he? Lovely
Nice.
guy.
Did he call you a streak of piss like he did me?
No,
Well, that kind of fits for you, PB.
he also had an autograph.
I'll tell you, if you want a good
He was
voice,
pissed. He was drunk.
if you want a good voice for that, David Warner would have been my choice for the next Doctor, apart from the fact that he's too old to do the
Yeah.
action stuff.
Yeah, he's getting up there too.
Or
Yeah,
what about Leeson?
He's getting on the-
Maybe.
you're picking all the old guys.
Tony Head.
I'm just thinking that David Warner does such fantastic work as the Doctor and others
Yeah.
in Big Finish for stuff. He's definitely a lot more the Doctor than Dr. Cowan is, to use
Yeah, agreed.
Harry's designation.
The
Look,
first
Chibi's
female
so-
Doctor.
Jimmy's so bad, I'm glad they're casting badly for the character. Because if they cast someone good with the show this bad, we just make it worse. So
Yeah.
keep Jody.
It's a
As long as you
waste
have
of talent.
Jimmy, keep Jody.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Jodie Whittaker, it looks like is gonna go, but there's a possibility that Mr. Chibi's himself is not going anywhere. And
Then kiss your show goodbye. That's it.
And even Ted thinks that's about
Ted
it.
is angry. Ted doesn't like that. Ted is even angry because he understands.
Ted's got more taste than half of Twitter.
Sheridan
See,
was
what
the star
will
killer.
happen?
Oh, and I have to say as well, you know that the BBC Doctor Who official Twitter page posted the choice for the watch along for the anniversary to be the one that destroyed the bloody show.
The episode that
Yeah.
wrecked the whole
I
thing.
went through all of the tweets, comments underneath that, and my God. It's funny how the negative comments sink to the bottom, isn't it? It's like sediment. But it was absolutely blasted. There was, vast majority of
Like
the
a
comments
Dalek
to
sewer.
me. Yeah, it was like I'd rather poke my own eyes out. I'd rather watch An Unearthly Child or Day of the Doctor. So many people said, just no.
That is encouraging.
And it just, it was. Given the
Silent
fact
majority.
it's Twitter, given the fact it's Twitter, where the vast majority seem to be supporting it, or at least they coalesce around that terrible hate group. But even they couldn't muster these. I mean, now we've said it, they'll probably go, "Oh yeah, let's go on there and say how wonderful it is. Yeah, that'll show them. I bet they'll cry." You know, and it's
We're way past crying.
Yeah, exactly. We're
we just
past
punch
mourning
walls.
at this point.
Yeah, we're just poking it with a stick now.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you look at the comments, the ratio, it's been ratioed with negative comments saying that this is out of all the episodes they could have chosen, they're choosing the one that killed the franchise. You're going to do that? That is a disgrace, and loads of
Splendid
people
idea.
kicking it and
You're
kicking it.
talking
Yeah.
No,
Timeless
I
children,
know
yeah?
the reason why they're picking this episode. You're wrong again. They're picking
Laziness.
this episode because of the symbolism. It's symbolic because they're trying to
The
tell
last
us
one to
that the timeless child is the original Time Lord, not William Hartnell. That's why they're showing it. They're not showing it for any other reason but that. They're trying to instill this thing that the timeless child is the original Doctor. That's the end of the story. That's what Chris Chibnall has been doing. It's not anything to do with picking the worst episode because blah, blah, blah. They're picking it because of that reason and that reason only, right? Because they always went with Hartnell. They've always celebrated Hartnell, but no, they're making a special attempt to celebrate this story. And the only reason why they're doing it is because this is the story that reveals who the timeless child is, and that's the Fourth Doctor. Not Hartnell.
One of
So
my main problems. Sorry.
So I say, so I take the genius BBC's idea for the episode to show on the anniversary of the first of Doctor Who is the episode which has got about the third worst set of viewing figures in that entire 57 years.
Yeah, but they don't care. They're still
great plan, guys.
Well, it's certainly in the lowest 800, but it's the lowest since 30, 40 years or something.
It's the lowest since the late 80s. It probably is one of the lowest. It's definitely in the top.
Delta and the Bannerman actually had more people watching it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I'm normally quite forgiving, but I cannot like that story.
Listen, they're only doing it because they want to make sure that we know as an audience that the timeless child is actually the Fourth Doctor, like what he's been trying to do with his whole series. Listen, this timeless child rubbish, if he sticks around, is not going anywhere. It doesn't matter if he replaces Jodie Whittaker, he'll continue the storyline. And this is a continuation. This is why they've chose this episode on the anniversary. They're making a point to tell us that the timeless child is the first and original Doctor, not William Hartnell. That's it. There's nothing more to it.
So join us on Monday, the 23rd of November at 7 p.m. and we're going to watch both versions of An Unearthly Child, and make sure you get that trending on Twitter with the hashtag HartnellFirst and hashtag An Unearthly Child.
And I wonder what message BBC would take from the fact that they get no viewers for that.
They'll probably get a couple of thousand and go, oh look, we got it trending because the few handful of people on Twitter that support this will retweet it over and over
with
again
20
with the
accounts
hashtag.
each.
Oh look, it got trending.
We have people that work for Doctor Who magazine that support them, that will help boost
exactly
as well, like they all do. They all come together. Remember, Lee said this several occasions anyway, right? They all seem to come together when they need to do something and send a message, right?
Doctor Who magazine mafia.
When we try to send a message, nobody gives a shit. That's the bottom line.
The hooligarchy.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
We need to get out of that kind of mindset now and actually start believing that we are the fans that have the
We're definitely the majority. We're just more of a silent majority.
Well, we are. So we have to start acting like it. So, we have plans, as we said. We're going to watch that. We're going to do the two versions, by the way. We're going to do
a few places.
And
we're not even necessarily silent, which is the other half just shouts way more louder than us.
Oh God, don't know.
Problem, yeah.
Oh God, shut up.
It's like at college again. It's like, oh, I don't listen to your voice.
A large percentage of your audience just doesn't care anymore and doesn't watch. When you have your normal audience from all across
7
the
million
world.
households. Yeah, cheers.
That's why there's nobody shouting on our side.
It's doing really well.
If you ask the other side, they'll say that
it'll be fine.
It's still great. It's still great. There's nothing wrong with it. TV habits have changed. So TV habits have changed.
Notice their excuses changed over the period of time.
This is the thing that doesn't make sense to me.
TV habits changed by still
TV
broadcasting.
habits have truly changed, like you say, which I'm not denying.
You've got more opportunities to watch it everywhere.
I have it now. But here's the thing: it's streamed on BBC iPlayer, right? They show it once a week on BBC One. If you don't watch it, then obviously you can catch it on the iPlayer. Because as you have said, TV habits have changed. That still doesn't explain, and I'd like you to explain this one to me, you bunch of morons. This doesn't explain why 7 million households still go. If TV habits have changed, like you said, then the viewing figure should be gone down. It just means that the 7-day or the overnight figures would be slightly different to the 28-day consolidated figures. But if you look at the 28-day consolidated figures, they're actually dropping each week as well. So again, this TV habits changing business makes no sense when the ratings are still going down. So explain that one, you moron.
And also, don't forget, in the 80s.
No, it's not.
In the 80s, people had video recorders. Now, when they put Doctor Who up against Coronation Street, people would record Doctor Who whilst they were watching the soap. So that's never taken into account or consideration for viewing figures either.
Also, in the 80s, the show was being
People
sabotaged.
recording them.
Yeah. Well, it's been sabotaged now.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
Put in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least Michael, no sympathy for Michael Grade, but he just tried to get rid of the show because he didn't like it. Chibnall actually tries to destroy it from the inside because he clearly doesn't
I
like
know. Did you hear about Grade when the Tennant was back? Someone turned around and said how successful the show was, and he goes, "Oh, fucking show."
Really?
It's really eating humble pie about it. It's like, oh my god, it's successful now.
There's a
the show I destroyed.
There's a great photo somewhere, you could probably Google it, of Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat frowning at Michael Grade.
Love them too.
But now we wish we had Michael Grade back. I mean, that says it all.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think calling Chibnall the new JNT is a bit mean. Well, personally, I don't mind JNT, but that's besides the point.
No, JNT was successful.
Yeah.
I wonder what Michael Grade actually thinks of the Whittaker era.
Yeah, well,
It's brilliant, stunning, and brave.
I think all he's interested in is ratings and just success, and this is really not showing that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, because again, as I've said and reiterated a number of times, that we still have not seen the fallout for The Timeless Child, and this upcoming inverted commas special will hopefully shed some light on how serious that was. And I think that divided even the Jodie fans, quite honestly.
I'm very confident that, I'm dead confident the next episode is going to be the lowest rated story ever.
It will be, but you know
and it'll
what?
be a Christmas
They're
special.
low as they are, and then they push
You know what?
more people.
BBC have done something really, really stupid here, right? Because they've chosen the Timeless Child or the Timeless Children story for the anniversary. But what they haven't counted on is, first time round, it did, as you have all rightly pointed out, it even divided the Jodie Whittaker fans and even some of the J-bots. But now they're going to remind fans of how bad this actually was, to show it again before the festive special drops. So if you want to kill it, this is well done, BBC, because I'm telling you now, you're going to remind fans how bad this actually was, and then by the time the festive special comes along, it'll be fresh. See, this is the mistake they made. If they had left it and done William Hartnell as they should on the anniversary, then remember, it would have been last year since we seen that abomination, or March since we seen that abomination. So, we've had plenty of time to kind of not forget about it, but it's gone out of people's mind. They're putting it right back into the people's consciousness again, right?
Yeah, but that's probably why they're doing it now.
Special, they're going to destroy it. It's done.
So they're going to turn around after and go, "Oh yes, we just showed that episode to remind you what happened for the Christmas seasonal special."
Yeah.
And realizing they've just blown a hole in the
Yeah,
floor.
that would be
They have. Because if fans had forgotten about the Timeless Child thing because they wanted to block it out, now BBC are going to remind them all over again a couple of weeks, 4 weeks before they actually drop, or 5 weeks before they actually drop the festive special.
Yeah.
And there was already going to be a fallout. I'm sorry, this fallout has just got.
Yeah, it just detonated another nuke over Fallout. Sorry, Sean.
I do.
The wisdom of the BBC, the people behind that decision, a round of applause, lads and ladies. Come on.
Great. You're going to sink another capital ship just like you did to Top Gear.
Yeah, this is absolutely. Look, BBC couldn't
this is in reverse gear now.
I'm glad the Grand Tour's doing very well.
It's sad though.
They had
It's sad.
every
Fans are gonna get reminded of this
opportunity.
Nathan, and it's gonna hurt fans all over again. Remember, a lot of fans.
Yeah.
This is an emotional thing. A lot of fans. You all heard me that night. I
Rub it in our
Yeah.
faces. Yeah.
But like, even Gary, when he
Yeah.
streamed, he was in total shock. I'd never seen Gary so quiet or not know what to say on one of his streams. But he was clearly bloody like the rest of us because he'd received this information. And even though he put it out, I know himself, he was thinking deep down, he can't really do this. He can't really do this. But he still had the belief that it was a possibility. But when that happened, it didn't make it any easier. I mean, you all here seeing us on the night on my panel here. By the way, have to say, I just want to gloat a little bit. The highest rated, highest viewed watch along that we've ever done, period, on this channel. It's gotten over 8,000 views or something.
Wow.
Stage, or 7,000. So it's done very well. Right, but when I looked at Gary, because after I recovered, after doing my stream, I went over to Gary, and he was making me cry because I could just see it in his eyes. He was dead. He was sad. He was gutted. So they don't realize what they've done. They're rehashing. They're basically opening up an old wound again, all over again. And some fans will, because they'll watch it again. See, this is what will happen. Some fans will watch it again. They will take part in this. Because they want to be, the curiosity gets the better of them, so they'll watch again and they'll have their hearts broken all over again. And I think that's shameful. That BBC would do something like this. How dare they choose this
Get
episode?
mud in their face.
Even the 5 Doctors would have been better than this. The 50th anniversary would have been better than this. Even the TV movie with Paul McGann would have been
Entering Space and Time would have been brilliant for this.
Other than this rubbish.
Oh yes. Oh.
Yeah, and
You
also
know what,
really
Even Dimension.
Adventure Space and Time. Yeah.
Charlotte's trying to say something. I think she's been trying to say something for a while. Go on,
Oh,
Charlotte.
sorry, it's just me. I keep going on a rant. Go ahead, Sam.
No, it's what made me laugh so much about picking this episode. This is the only Jodie watch along they've done. This is the one episode they've done of hers, and they've picked one when she's half asleep for it, when she's not even active, when she's not even the central part of the plot.
And she runs away like a coward. Yeah.
And this is the one they've picked.
Yeah. I just don't get it. The logic. It's like as if BBC are deliberately trying to upset us again, so we get angry, so we don't watch this festive special. That's what you want. Listen, all you have to do, because you've already proven you don't want us to watch it because you haven't dropped the trailer yet. Why don't you just come out with a big TV ad and say, please do us a favor and don't watch the festive special because we're trying to get rid of Chibnall and kill it. And then we'll oblige. All you have to do is ask us. Because, I mean, you're doing everything in our power to make sure that we don't watch this festive special. And then you just want to drop this time bomb on the anniversary that insulted most of the fandom. When you had people out there like Paul Cornell and others saying, well, forget about Canon. Canon doesn't exist anymore. No.
Well, no. What about when we do An Unearthly Child, the pilot and the broadcast version? Why don't we do Adventure in Time in Space and Time?
That's a good idea.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's.
I just had a horrible thought. This is the one with the Gallifreyan version of Joseph Mengele in it, isn't it?
Yes. The one where they keep continuously killing the children?
Yes.
Over and over and over.
Show this as your flagship episode for an anniversary. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
this is what put a lot of the American fan base off of Doctor Who. This is
and
the
the
one.
Canadian,
the British fan base.
Yeah. Everybody,
everyone.
but international fan base turned on them. After they realised that.
By the way, just to all our men on the panel, happy International Men's Day. I have to
I didn't
be
know
honest,
that was a thing.
there's a lot of girls a lot of ladies, I should say. I keep saying girls, ladies in the fandom menace that are wishing us all a happy International Men's
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
look, I know
you.
it's a bit of a stupid thing now at this stage, but they make such a big deal out of Women's Day, right? That when it comes to Men's Day, they Google her out and don't even bother their arse.
Well,
they
you know,
tried to cancel Father's Day, didn't they?
You know what they did here, ladies and gentlemen. You know why this is a new international day for men, because it's 2020. They blame us for 2020 anyway, so you might as well have the International Men's Day in 2020.
Okay, I see.
Oh.
I see. Well, if you ask me, I'll say, listen, I said this on another stream. I tell you what, us blokes, all of us male leaders out there as well, I'm talking to all of you guys as well. All you male doctors and nurses out there, talking to anybody that's male, right? Drop what you're doing, give your female counterpart the job, give them a year and watch the world talk shit.
I think
Margaret Thatcher said it best. Women are emotional, and you can't have emotion when you're trying to run a world or rule a world.
Men can be pretty emotional too. It's not just
Noel is emotional. But listen, there's a chat in there.
World.
Pam Cope says, Doctor Who is so special. I can't tell you what it helped me through. I have grieved, felt bereft. That's made me being sensible. And there's lots of teary eyes there. Yeah. So, we completely understand.
Listen, I understand. I broke down. I was devastated, man.
Yeah. Matt Smith was my absolute
the realization that what he had, what Chris Chibnall had done. I was already at the start of the stream. It was only when I started talking about, and I actually realized it hit me. It was like, I don't know if anybody, it's like losing someone, which is, I know it's very dramatic to say, and I have lost family members, so I know how that feels. Now, I'm not saying it was as bad as that, but I tell you, my heart was broken for weeks after. I just couldn't. I mean, even poor Gary, you could see his heart was broken, and he could see that I was broken as well, because he used to text me to make sure that I was all right. He used to text me during that time and ask me if I was all right, and Ballstreck would as well, and a few others. And because I was totally devastated. This show, like Pam, this show has helped me through an awful lot of difficult times through my life. I haven't, always had the best of luck, I have to say. I'm not trying to give you a sob story here, but there's been one constant thing that has always been a shining light, and that has been Doctor Who. I've always, when I've felt down or I felt like I can't go on, I'll work on a Doctor Who story, and then by the end of it, then I have a better outlook on life. And it has helped me through.
And Pam Coates says, I heard you, Noel. Noel. I still tear up just thinking about it. There you are. It did affect a lot of people. And when you did that stream, a lot of people connected with that. Some twisted motherfuckers on Twitter may have been laughing and cowling at it. But to me, it really did sort of illustrate exactly how we all felt at that moment, and I think that confirmation was
the only thing.
Teacher, I think Charlotte, we should say that she keeps putting her hand up to say, can't speak.
Oh, it's Charlotte go now in a minute, doesn't she? So we'll let Charlotte do our shout out. Finish our point. Sorry, Charlotte. It's just there has been technical difficulties, obviously, with the camera. I don't know what's going on. It's always when you come on my stream, though, isn't it?
And let her talk.
Okay.
It's International Men's Day. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's get him out here. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Oh, you're muted again. We can't hear you.
I think her computer's a misogynist.
That was me being stupid.
Carry on.
Right, that was me. Okay. No, just to say, if half these rumours, like we've said before, come true, it's just more evidence that Chris, to me, just seems to want to say, what more can I do to make them hate me? And we'll just have to see what happens. Shout outs. I'll be here on Saturday if you want to listen more, and hopefully the tech will like me and actually work on Saturday. That'd be good. I co-host with Daniel, so you'll see me in the new year on stuff like that. And I've appeared a couple times on Dan, the Space Channel, so I might appear again. He seems to like to have me on, so you might see me there. That's me, really.
Yeah, that's the Space Book. Yeah, it's really good. Someone wants to put in the Space Book channel on the in the chat there for us. That would be great. Carry on.
Just a minute.
Anyway, good night, lads.
Good night, Charlotte.
Good
Bye,
night,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's great to
Good night,
see you.
Charlotte.
Bye, Charlie. Bye bye. Sorry about that. I was in the middle of a conversation with the wife, but I didn't want to cut across her. But I seen you are gone, so I literally did cut across her now. But apologise, wife. But good night, Charlotte. Thanks for coming on. And there she goes. Right, you guys just talk for a couple of minutes amongst yourselves. We're going to finish up anyway. Actually, I'll tell you what to do. Give you our channels all a bit of a shout out there. By the time you are finished, then I could be finished my conversation. Yeah?
Sure. Okay. You can find me on Twitter at the Golden Asda. That's AZDHA. The Golden Asda. Where you'll find the poster I made, the sort of teaser thing for the Unearthly Child. Please, 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 if you can, get that spread everywhere on social media. Get your friends to repost it. All sorts. Any groups you're in, post it there. I will be reposting again soon in case you can't find it. But if you just go through my tweets and replies, whatever, you'll see it there. Yeah, and use the hashtag Hartnell first, hashtag an Unearthly Child. Also, if you can make sure that when we do the watch along, tell people that we're doing the watch along, both versions of an Unearthly Child, as well as doing an adventure in space and time. And you can find my design work on Audred Audio Visual. That's Audred, AUDRED. Sorry, dyslexic. So that's Audred Audio Visual. And yeah, that's it. Daniel.
I might hire you.
Right, well, right, well, you can drop me off on Twitter at Celtic Daniel 22. I've got 2 Facebook groups, Daniel's and YouTube Hub and the Daniel's and the Big Finish Hub. Also as well, you can follow my channel, which PG which is kind of put in the chat. I have Charlotte on, and we discuss years up to fan audio series, and we'll be back in the new year with the episode 40 discussion, along with actually some big finish reviews with Charlotte, and 2 subscribers away from 100 subscribers. So, if you could help me hit 100 and if you could help me hit the 140 mark, I'd really appreciate it. And you can find me on here every Sunday for the new panels as well. So yeah, that's my shout outs, guys.
Yeah, and please, if you're not subscribed to Daniel already, shame on you! Please do it.
Many subscribers did when you weren't here. I made sure I actually made an impassionate speech for people to subscribe to your channel. So I just want to ask you, did that make a difference? Did you get any new subscribers? Because if not, I'm going to be very disappointed now in people.
I've got a couple. I'm on 138.
Right, 148. We're not we're leaving after we get to Adventure and Nerd, right? When Daniel refreshes his thing, I want that to say 150. 150 subscribers, right? So let's get him there in the time that we have left. So we'll go. Yeah, do you need to plug anything else before I move on to thanks,
I've just summarized everything and shouted out all my social medias and my appearances, but I'll get Super John shout out his channel and stuff.
Right, thanks, Daniel. I've got a channel on YouTube under Real Super Doctor, and you can find me on Twitter at Real Super Doctor. And I'll be on the watch alongs with Noel and
It's in the
Rabbi,
chat.
and for the Sea Devils on Saturday.
Fantastic. Sorry, we seem to be having to. It must be me. I'm having technical difficulties all over the shop here. Who's next? We've got Tim. Tim, you go ahead there, mate.
Hello, everyone. It was great to see the chat hopping today. Great discussion by everybody. Thank you, and everybody on the panel. It was awesome. I wanted to say that I know how you feel about Doctor Who, because that's how I feel about Star Trek. It's gotten me through a lot of dark times, and also Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who as well. So I feel for everybody out there in fandom today, because it's not just the Doctor Who fandom that's suffering right now. It's all of us. So that's why this is so great, because we're all coming together and showing our support for the things that we love, and that's the way we should be. I actually have a channel now. I've listened to a lot of the chats. A lot of the people in the chat who keep saying, LT, what's your channel, dude? And I'm like, well, maybe I should do one. I did a quick little video this morning. I plan to do more. I wanted to thank Noel and Lee and everybody here. Especially you guys, Clobber and PD, all you guys who've been so supportive of me. Thank you very much. I love coming on and chatting.
Subscribed.
Outstanding. Last thing I want to say is I'm on Twitter and I'm on Parler as well. So your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to try and find me.
Ta-da.
This mission will self-destruct.
Fantastic, and I'm glad you have a channel. I will subscribe to your channel, but I'm afraid if I actually do it here, because you know me, I'm a boomer. If I actually click in there to this link here like that, I'm gonna do it on my phone while we're chatting, so I don't mess it up. But I'm about to subscribe to you. But subscribe to Daniel's channel. Let's get him to 150 subscribers before we leave.
Indeed.
Please, let's get him to the magic number, and then it's onwards and upwards from there, Daniel. Once you get past the 150 mark, you're seeing it with my channel, you start to gain a bit of pace.
It's still at 138. Come on, stop buggering about.
There has to be some people that haven't subscribed from that are in the chat. Come on.
There's 45 people in the chat.
Do your job.
Yeah, do your thing.
I subbed. I was the number 2 sub there, bud.
Good man.
I think I was 76, I want to say. 76, I think.
Fantastic, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, cool.
Daniel, as I said, has been with me from the beginning. So, Daniel more than anybody else, and everybody understands this. When Daniel wants to come on, there's no hesitation. He'll always be invited onto this channel because, he stuck by me. Even when he was getting a bit of stick himself, he could have very easily said, no, I love you, mate, but I have to distance myself. But he never did. He stuck with me. He said he was going to stay with me. He even sent me several messages, and I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but he sent me several messages to say, don't worry, I'm here for you. Daniel is like Lee. I mean, both of these lads, you don't realise backstage what they're really like. You get to see them briefly on streams, but they're just two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I'm telling you, everybody loves you, Daniel, and everybody loves Lee. He's a lovable rogue. I hate his guts, to be honest.
I fucking hate you too.
But
the brother
Irish bastard.
One thing we will say though, we're only messing. We don't actually hate each other's guts. But there's one thing I will say: Lee, like Daniel, and everybody else on the panel, actually, have had me back these past couple of months. So I'm not going to get into a big spiel again because I'm not going to blow smoke up his asses.
You're right twice now.
I gotta let everybody else now call out their channel. So who have we got next?
It looks like everyone's already subscribed, so it's quite possible that all the 45 people, all of them.
Okay, well then that's fair enough.
That's good. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well then, do us a favor then.
Spread his channel.
Make another channel and subscribe.
Exactly. Share his channel. Get it out there in the Facebook groups. He does Big Finish. Look, he's far less militant than I am, but he puts out, and I said this before, and I absolutely mean this. His channel's so underrated. He puts out some quality bloody content. He got a big interview within the first bleeding week of doing his channel. This guy, you know, he puts his neck out there like me. He's not afraid to ask people onto his channel. And, you know, he's gotten a good success rate by doing that. So, you know, he does have on guests. Charlotte does be his co-host on that as well. They talk Big Finish fan audios. You know, they also talk a little bit of Doctor Who, and he's a passionate Celtic fan as well. So, you know, even better, Celtic, not Rangers, Celtic. Up to Who. You say no more. But right, we go to our next person in the queue, which is Real Super Doctor.
Oh, I was in. I said my piece.
Oh, did you? Well, I don't know what's happening.
It's Colin.
And everything just moved around. Yeah. So, whoever's next, just go knock yourselves out. And by the way, I just want to say I'm having a bit of a laugh here because Critical Drinker and Az are actually playing Warzone together live on YouTube. They've got 817 people watching them, and I can imagine they're probably losing their shit.
I think they've been doing that. I think that's about the third or fourth stream they've done. I haven't caught any of them yet.
They'll probably go on for like 8 hours or something. Cause,
yeah.
A lot of wrenches there are sort of flaking out, going, "Oh my god!" Bless them.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So hail to their wrenches.
I might play with them because I have that game. If they're willing to let me join in with them.
Well, it's an exclusive club.
You know, well, it's four players per team, so there's only 2 of them there. So they're probably playing duos. We could get another 2 people and do we could take them on. Oh. Tarzan versus heel versus babyface in a Warzone exclusive strip. That sounds actually quite good.
Well, if today's effort is anything to go by, you'll probably lose.
Thanks for reminding me, Lee. I mean, I can't believe in the quick fire round, which I always do well on. We got every single question. No, we got one right. We got every other question wrong.
And you overrode 2 of my suggestions.
Maybe I should jump in on this this stream as well. Then.
I put my head on the line last time and ended up winning for him.
So it's Zoners our name now.
That's how I get repaid.
Well, the wife Zoners and other people call you Zoners. So yeah, if you like Zoners, you can call yourself Zoners if you want to. I think that's quite cute, actually. I like it. Zoners, why not? Right, I'm going to stop interrupting PD Rich because I'm being, this is the time the poor chap has tried to get in. So go ahead, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, you can find me on Facebook. I'm on there.
And thank you for that, PD Rich.
Oh, you just cut me off
limits.
Go on, I'm only joking.
There. No, that's fine. You'll find me on Facebook. I'm on the Post-Geek Singularity, which is Rob My Burnett's Facebook page. I'm on Doomcock's Army, and I'm on the Noel's Facebook page as well. But yeah, in the chat, guys, Chris and I keep posting up links. Could you just please subscribe to them? You don't have to click the little bell, but just please subscribe.
No, you have to click the little bell. Do it.
Well, yeah, if you want.
Yeah, just support everybody because we're, at the end of the day, we're a close-knit community. And
we're a Fandom Menace.
And we're, exactly. And we look out for each other. But also, I like to, yourself, I like to, because I got a leg up when I was starting off. If I didn't get the help that, look, I know I wouldn't have came this far without the help that I got. It's not just me, you guys that come on the panels. I've had a lot of help. So I like to kind of do my bit because, you know, so when I get a surge, especially when I get a surge in subscribers, I think that's the best time then to actually get people to try subscribe to other people's channels because, you know, the new people are coming onto my channel and they'll see these other channels that I'm promoting, and then sometimes then they'll subscribe to your channel as well if they obviously like mine. That's the thing, though. If they don't like me, then they probably won't like who I'm flogging. That can happen sometimes. But look, it's worked well for us all so far. I have to be honest. So I'm going to continue to do that because it's the best way. And listen, we are like a little family on this YouTube channel. We've built up a nice little community, and there are genuine friendships there. So I'm proud of that, and everybody should be proud of it because you make it what it is. And without you guys, as I said, I wouldn't be here. This channel wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for you guys. So I owe you guys all the thanks and support.
And I will say as well that we have set up a Discord server. So we are now stepping into the future, where we will be doing.
Oh, we're going to organise our little protest and all that on Discord now.
Watch-alongs.
We'll be doing watch-alongs. Off mainstream, off the YouTube, so we can do little streams and things like that. So you know, if you haven't got the
so we're not going to be using it for what the Jody bots use it for.
No. We're using it for anybody after stream because when the chat ends after stream. So then maybe I'll pop in, or the people will be there, and then they can continue to have a chat after stream. This is not going to be used for, because I'm very clear on this. This is not going to be used for the tactics that the other side use. This is for us to have more fun. It's another extension of that. I want this to be as like the chat, no toxicity in it whatsoever. We're going to be,
watching Blake 7 and things.
Yeah, we're going to be watching Blake 7.
I'll be sure to tune in for that.
And that'll be the place where if anybody doesn't want to feel guilty about giving BBC a view, that's where we'll be watching the festive special. So if you don't want to give the BBC a view, you can come into my server, you can watch it there, and we're only giving the BBC one view. So it'll be me giving them the view. You don't have to feel guilty about it, and you can watch it to your heart's content. It's nothing for going after the other side. This is not what it's going to be used for. This is just an extension of the channel. So somewhere where you can go and have a bit more fun. And we can do other stuff there as well. And
just want to make that clear.
Movie watch-alongs, TV show watch-alongs. It won't be just exclusive Doctor Who. It'll be so much more going on that. And I can't wait. And Jed has to get a special shout out actually for that. Because he has set up everything. We just need to talk to him now to kind of figure it all out. But we'll be doing that before the weekend is over, definitely, because we want to get it set up. I want it in time for the anniversary anyway. It's all set up and ready to go. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later. Now, we've got one more. Did I let the Adventuring Nerd have his...
I think you got Clobbering Times and Adventuring Nerd to go. Has PD Rich finished?
Did I skip Clobbering Times? I'm very sorry, Clobbering Times. That's my fault.
No problem.
I'm going to stand in the bold corner now.
No problem.
No, can't count to 10 on the board. Wait, 9.
It's going the wrong way. And obviously my visibility suit's still working, obviously.
I think that was Colin.
Yeah, my visibility suit's still working, obviously. You shoot it straight past me. Again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Did I forget you as well? Jesus Christ. Right.
Go ahead, Colin.
You're not valued here at all.
I know. I know my
the
place.
norm.
I think this is revenge for the quiz show.
Oh, right, yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, I get
Go
it.
ahead. I skipped poor Colin, and then I skipped Clobbering Times, and I didn't come to Adventure Nerds. I got stand on.
Is this because I said Tenet was overrated?
Lee, congratulations. The Tartar Zone is now yours. I'll see you later. I'll retire.
Yeah, right.
Finally, I think what you did is when you were doing yours, you went right, left to right, then you basically went an S shape. So Daniel, then me. when we were doing the goodbyes, we just went left to right. So Daniel then went down to Superdoc, then Lord Thought. That's what the mistake was. So I'll forgive you for that one. I'm actually I don't do channels myself, but I do pop up occasionally.
Time.
But I will shill for for someone, since I'll actually be advertising our the watch on these channels as long as Noel has no objection. I pop up sometimes in Loki's channel, Loki's Warnings of Mischief, and also on Rise and Shine.
Yeah.
And Rise and two of his Warrior Maidens have their own channel, and in fact, hopefully I will be actually skipping in there on one of the ones, possibly this Sunday, where Purple Valkyrie is discussing Discworld. And the absolute disappointment that the BBC is going to make of that as well. But she's actually doing a discussion on the entire Discworld series.
And I will also say that I was invited on to the Purple Valkyrie, the Rise and Shine of the Purple of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Go and check that out. That was hilarious.
They're great.
It's a shame, really, because a few years ago, BBC would have been the ideal place. Like everyone had been saying, I hope BBC does Discworld, and nowadays,
I did a better job.
Like War of the Worlds, just
there was that
BBC and War
David
of the
Jason one, wasn't there?
Yeah, Sky's one was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, David Jason is actually got two of them, because David Jason was Rincewind in the original two, in Colour of Magic, and my brain switched off. And then the last couple of ones they did, when they did Hogfather, he was Alfred. He was Death's butler. So he's actually had two characters. Albert, sorry, yeah.
That's the one.
Albert, yeah. Alfred is Batman. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I knew something. Yeah, but yeah.
It sounds like Al.
Well, yeah. Well, Death, Batman, Albert, Alfred.
I mean, they're both
it's just all
too
confusing. Yeah. It's all too confusing.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not sure. Hopefully that might be on. I think Purple's doing it on Saturdays. On Sunday evening, and I'll certainly mention the watch on there, because there's a lot of bands there, and there's Longcloth and Clobbering. No, it's actually they've actually got some spread out to some other channels over that side as well. And there's a horror. I think Loki's also doing a horror chat. 1 o'clock in the morning at UK time. I think that will be 7 o'clock American time.
Blimey.
Yeah. Well, I'm on half on American time these days anyway. I watch so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm
done.
done.
I put Loki's channel up though.
Roy, someone throw Dan's channel up as well. We've had a request for someone in the chat if we could link Dan's channel, the Spacebook.
Oh, Spacebook, okay.
Yeah, in the chat, if one of you could do that for us, please. Thank you. So who else is to give a shout out? Let me see. Who am I forgetting now?
Clobbering Times and Adventure.
Clobbering Times. Right, we'll go with you next, Clobbering Times.
It's all chronological.
Thanks for allowing me to come on again. No, I really appreciate it. You've all been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. I'm, of course, called Clobbering Times. I've been here on YouTube since April, but I've been doing this for 11 years on other formats. But I love it here on YouTube now. I've met so many great friends, especially here at the TARDIS Zone. I just do geek stuff, as you can tell by the name, and do Star Trek streams and many all kind of different comic books and streams, things like that. This Saturday night, friend and I will be talking about one of my favorite subjects of all time, comics, and it'll be the Legion of Superheroes. So any big fans of old comic books will be talking
the real
Legion.
One I have, the proper original ones, I trust.
Oh, the real deal. This like everything else, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, the Legion has an expiration date for me, a start and a stopping point. It seems it's a shame that everything has to have an expiration date in my fandoms.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. So, yeah.
Well, listen,
all completely coincidentally.
Having you on. Sorry, Lee. Lee cuts across me all the time. Might as well be called the problem zone, not the TARDIS zone. Listen, if you want the second show, you don't have to cut across me. Just tell me.
So anyway, is that it then? Moving on to the adventuring nerd now. Thanks, Noel. Bye.
No problem. Go ahead, pal.
Sure, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's definitely your turn.
Right, yeah,
I'm scared to speak. I don't trust you.
I'll just say I've just subscribed to your channel. I've just subscribed to your channel.
Christ almighty. We've spent 45 minutes on your channel. Shout out to Chumpy This. Tell you, I'm now from the TARDIS zone. I do videos.
So adventuring nerd, carry on.
It's done.
This is Lee from the Problem Being Zone.
Oh, don't. It was fan fiction.
Right, adventuring nerd. Your channel's up in the chat. But tell everybody.
I'm going to be unique here and say don't subscribe to my channel because you'll probably find nothing of value on it. I don't know.
Oh, come on. I only put a chat for fun.
Wow. I've never heard that before. I've never heard someone actually on this channel say, don't subscribe.
Well, okay, you can if you want, but I mean, I don't.
You got spacey stuff in there.
Exactly, it's spacey stuff, but I don't really.
We'd like spacey stuff here.
Okay, then yeah, do subscribe to my channel. One thing I will say though is on 23rd of November, because appropriate date, I thought I might upload my recreation of the Heart and the title sequence, because I tried it a while back. Because obviously, you know, they created all those patterns and stuff by pointing a camera down its own monitor. I thought I might have a go FaceTiming my iPad with my iPhone, and the results weren't spectacular, but they were pretty good. So I thought I might put that up. So if you're interested, check that out when the time comes. And other than that, do what you want with my channel.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Done. Absolutely fantastic. And his channel's up there. Listen, yeah, how problematic TARDIS on? Yeah, we'll have to do something about Lee, won't we? I think, yeah. I think a telling off.
So thank you for turning up onto the Problem Being Zone, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's been a blast. I'd like to thank my co-host Daniel.
You got reviews from.
You won't even make me your co-host, you bloody traitor.
Yeah, I do believe you have a mute button there, Noel. Don't you? Don't you have a mute button?
I do.
No, he's a traitor.
Push the button. Let Harvey out.
Push the button.
No, not that button.
Unbelievable.
Not the Doomcock one.
Push the button. TM.
TM. That's who's trying to cancel Jeremy Grigg. It's Harvey. So it is. It's Harvey.
Long live the Legion.
Probably.
Yeah.
Long live the Legion, buddy. You got
That's
it.
right.
I'm a Legion fan here. All right, man. Love it.
We still have to have that comic discussion sometime.
We will, buddy. You're welcome to come on.
There's a couple of people telling me I should press the mute button on Lee. That's do that now. I mean, he didn't even make me co-host. What the hell? Like, he steals me, but then names Daniel as his co-host. What? Oh my God, you traitor.
Channel jacking.
all I can say is
I'm Max Headroom.
When I when one of my enchanted items in Morrowind, when I have an item enchanted with levitation, it's always called the flight ring. And there's a reason for that.
Love the flight ring. In fact, I'm Doomcock's Ministry of the Flight Rings.
Aha.
Yeah, I'm in charge of the flight rings.
Press it. I can't do that to me. Can't do that to him. You know, he might be a pain in the ass sometimes, but you know, you can't really do that to him.
Is that a gay slur?
Cancel Noel.
I didn't even realize until what the hell, Lee?
I'm going to go and put it. Anger!
And you know what though? Here's the weird thing. Some of the weirdo will actually think that was real because they don't understand what I actually said there. Because that's dumb. Thanks for that, Lee. Right, anyway, this is what we have coming on the Tarda Zone this weekend. So tomorrow is a big night. I'm hoping tomorrow's show, because we unfortunately, due to the trolls, didn't hit our 1,000 viewer mark on last week's episode, but that was due to the fact that I had to take it down for a few hours, edit it, throw it back up again, so it lost all momentum. So I'm hoping for a big night tomorrow night on the Target Zone Talks, and that's what we have coming on Friday. Like, it took ages, but that's on my screen. So that's Friday. But on Saturday, we have. Saturday, that one didn't play too well either, but there you go. And then on Sunday, we have New Who Watch Along. Yeah. Some wise words there from Peter Capaldi. So that's what we have coming this weekend. So we've got loads coming up. We've got Tarzan Talks, the classic Who Watch Along, which is the Sea Devils. I'll throw that trailer up for you later on. And then we're going to have the New Who Watch Along as well. And I think, yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, I think we're all done now, I think. So we're going to head off. I'm going to have a bit of pizza with the wife, watch a bit of celebrities eat some creepy crawlies. We have a celebrity recording there, so I'm gonna watch celebrities make a show. Well, they're not really celebrities. They want to be celebrities. No, they're celebrities that basically have come to the end of their career. They're looking for a second boost, so they appear on I'm a Celebrity. This will be Jodie Whittaker in a couple of years' time if she doesn't leave. So if you want to know what Jodie Whittaker's future looks like, check out I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here on ITV.
What did the Australians ever do to us that you ought to inflict Jodie on them?
Oh,
no, it's in Wales this year because of the whole earbud thing. Yeah, it's
what
in Wales.
What did Wales ever do to her? Oh, on a second, sorry.
They put them in a rundown castle. But it's not. Look, it's still good, but I didn't think I'd miss them being in the jungle this much, but I actually do. It just doesn't feel the same. But they are really trying their best to make it as good as possible. And the one thing I will say is that all the people that they've got in, they're all just too nice. And I know 2020 has been all drama, but I don't want another nice camp. I wanted a bit of drama in the camp because I think that's what keeps us distracted from the real drama. But it's just too nicey at the moment. But we'll see. Right, I'm going to go before I keep talking about this. But I want to say thank you very much to every single panelist that came on. If you haven't checked out the Doctor Who news, there is an 8-minute video that you can watch. I'll wait till the weekend. There's no rush because you've already got 2 videos on the source news. I'll put the text video up before the weekend's out. There's no big deal. I don't really give a crap who picks this up this time. You know what I mean? It's just any time I put out art anyway, there's always some little idiot that's offended anyway. So, you know, no matter what I do, you know, if I don't put news out there, then they say, oh, why is he gone quiet? I put news out there, I get attacked first. So it doesn't make a difference. Either way, I get attacked. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And I hope, you know, for Blake Sevens fans' sake, because I've become one.
Pray a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't get his hands on it. Again, though, I will say just briefly before I leave, I am a little bit sad that if K9 does blow up and get redesigned,
Again.
K9 holds a special place
Yeah.
in all the Whovian or Doctor Who fans' hearts, and it would be weird to see. For me personally, it'd be weird to see a redesign. So yeah, listen, I'm gonna go now.
Right on Liz Sladen's grave.
I'll set this stream to 50
Exactly.
likes.
Yeah.
Do that.
No, Chibnall will probably shit on
that
it.
like button. We're three likes away from hitting 50. So hit that like button, as Chris has said. I want to thank Chris and PD Rich as well, because even though you've been here on the panel, you've been banging out those links as well with Lee
Double shifting,
and all
double
the
shifting.
moderators. So thank you very much for doing that. Really appreciate
by the way,
it.
PD Rich, I love your profile pic, I meant to say.
You love it, yeah. I've gone more into the Aliens franchise now, so I use a Where Did You Tie logo. I call myself the company man. Been building pulse rifles. That's what I've been doing.
Do you know?
I've been building a shelf.
No,
Not as exciting.
Robert Pearson, PD.
Huh?
Do you know Robert Pearson?
No.
He actually builds things. He did a while ago. He actually did. He gave away a replica of Winona, of Cotton's pistol from Farscape.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he actually makes that sort of thing.
Cool. That is awesome.
Yeah. Not to put that. Not to, you're making. I'm just saying. You reminded me that. I think that's actually.
I've got a few pulse rifle grenades being made on the side at the moment.
We're gonna head.
TARDIS.
Cool.
Right, lads and ladies, and everybody that joined me on the panel tonight, whatever you identify as.
Happy Men's Day.
Happy Men's Day.
Happy Men's Day, everyone.
And actually, thanks for joining me. It's been an absolute honour having you on, but now you can all feck off. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Hashtag respect. Hashtag
be nice to me tomorrow, right? Because the wedding anniversary tomorrow. It's not all about the woman. Remember that. It's my wedding anniversary tomorrow as well.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Look, we're all men inside.
To quote Bill and Ted, be excellent.
We have real emotions too. We feel emotions too. But no, it's wedding anniversary, because so it'll be a funny one. We'll try keep it as
happy anniversary.
Anyway, so listen, you talk about whatever you want tomorrow. We can even have a little bit of a laugh, and hopefully it runs smoothly. But this time, don't worry. If we do have new names in the chat, I will be paying a lot more attention than I was the last time. Trust me, because we're not going to have a repeat of what happened last week, because we're on a bit of a roll, and it seems to be popular with people. So we'll keep it going. Right, here's the channel trailer. I'm gonna say good night to you. Have a good one, panel. Thank you, absolute legends, everybody.
Thanks for having me, Noel.
Thanks for the super chats as well. Really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Later.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Night, folks. See you later.